I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a god. 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 I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grid 6 feet like Kenny. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the
What up, man?
No negotiations, it's my
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, man, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that like, and if you're new, hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it means the world to me. Hey, this is an open panel. If you want to hit the link is on the community wall. If you don't know how to get to it, hit them 3 buttons at the top. Go down to panel, go to post, and bam, it's right there. First, the last post I made is the link. So if you want to come up on the panel versus type in the chat, feel free to come up. But with that being said, let me get it to the chat. Let me get it to the That what up, though, DD? DD. What up, Nine? Appreciate you, my brother Edward. What it do with the business is, fam? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, man. Tonight we're having a conversation. Let me be a little transparent, right? I'm not looking for a debate. I mean, if you want to debate, we can do that. I have fun doing that. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a discussion, right? I don't really care what you believe in. I'm just trying to understand why you believe it, right? So this is more of a social experiment for me to understand how people come up with the conclusions that if God does exist or if God doesn't exist. You know, oftentimes on here, you hear atheists and Christians debating, really people from the Abrahamic belief system. Um, and to me, like, it's weird, right? Because if you practice it, if you believe in it, why care what other people believe in? It's more like a proven thing. I'm trying to prove something to somebody, right? So when people try to prove things, then that's a form of seeking validation. But I'm just interested on how people came to their conclusion. So it ain't a right or wrong answer. Like I said, I ain't really trying to debate nobody, but if you want to get into it, we can. We can do that. But my question is this: what evidence do you have that God exists or doesn't exist? Me personally, I do believe in the divine creator. I don't use the term God because it's synonymous with anthropomorphism, right? Meaning giving something outside your understanding human concepts to better understand. That's just my breakdown of anthropomorphism. But what it actually means is giving something uh like God, animals, uh objects, giving them human characteristics. But the reason they do that is to basically understand. That's why I don't use the term God, but I do believe in a divine creator. I don't follow no doctrines. I actually practice a lot of them, and I utilize a lot of the teachings from different doctrines, from the Vedas to the Dharma. I use the Bible. I don't look at the Bible like it's the holy book of God. It's a great book that got good information and you can learn from. Anything written is simply just someone interpretation of their own personal experience, right? That's all. That's what writing is someone's interpretation of their experience, especially like in the Bible, you know. That's what those people experience, right? So if they can experience when I was younger, I figured like if they experienced God, I can too. And practicing different things, that's how, I came closer to what people call God or divine creator. Hi everyone. And our reality is based on the Fibonacci spiral. Yeah, the golden ratio. I'm gonna finish reading this. I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, that kind of everything doesn't abide by the Fibonacci spiral or the golden ratio. Everything, it's heavily in depth into the world, but everything don't adhere to the golden ratio. But he said, "Hi everyone. And our reality is based on the Fibonacci spiral and the golden ratio. Those spirals they call this the fingerprint of God. We find who is born at this time. Yeah, okay. Great pyramids, the Giza, the scrubs, the king, the God that the Egyptians always sacrifice and always sacrifice their king. The dimension of the pyramid describe all the family members around him and the birth. I never heard that take. And if you look at uh sacrifices in Egypt, that didn't come until like the Bronze Age. They weren't sacrificing people in Egypt, not when the original people was in Egypt. They weren't doing blood sacrifice. But in the Bronze Age they was, but that was a different people who came and conquered and started making themselves pharaohs and shit and took a spiritual aspect and made it a religious aspect. But no, I rock out with a lot of what you said. Yeah, I used to rock out with the golden ratio. But then you start is it exists in our existence, right? I never deny that, but everything don't abide by it. But it is like you said, that was one of the points I used to debate, as far as having a divine creator, having a higher power or because the shit is fucking perfect and it resembles or reflects in a lot. Um, like even seashells, fingerprints, all I mean, all that shit is governed by. It governs a lot of things, but not all things. Yeah, it governs a lot, but not all. And that, like, when you debate and that once you make the claim that um everything adheres to this, and then you find something that don't, it kind of defeats the argument. So that's why I stopped using that as a point of argument. But this, like, if you think about it, right? Every, like, from an observation level, right? Anything that we can observe that was created has a creator, right? Anything we haven't observed in science haven't observed chaos creating order, right? Like even the laws that govern science, like, is infinity. Like the shit existed. It's something that we discovered. It's something that we still learning shit that's always existed. So like, who designed that shit, bro? Somebody did. Somebody designed that shit. And I think, like, even if you think about how we download information, right? The way we intake information is through our five senses. It's sight, sound, touch, taste, feel. Right? That's how we take information. Now, once we get the information, we can think about it using our mental prowess. We can think, decipher, or analyze the information, right? So even that process, right? It's animals that have more senses and more heightened senses than us. So they see the world different. So the information that we downloaded is still limited, even compared to fucking animals. So with the ability to experience the world on a higher level, whether it's sound, sight, it's fucking animals that they can detect magnetic fields, right? We can't do that as humans. We got to create a tool to do it. And even that tool doesn't work. That tool is based upon the animal. We had to study the animal to even learn how to create the tool that finds magnetic fields, right? So we're still limited on how we can download information. So for us to think that we know everything, or if we haven't experienced or seen it or created it or observed it, it doesn't exist. That shit is asinine. That is asinine. I don't feel we're smarter than the ancient people, bro. I don't feel like we're smarter than that. So, you know, like when people, I'm just interested how people um, came to the conclusion that God exists or doesn't exist. Yeah, I hear a lot of arguments, because people don't have those personal experiences. But even if you read the Bible, everyone wouldn't have a personal experience with God. It was a select few. So why would that shit change? So everybody ain't gonna have that experience with God. That's why we have leaders, spiritual leaders, religious leaders. Everybody can't match that frequency or reach that level of enlightenment to even interact with God. So everybody, like, the human species, I don't know, bro. Y'all just feel so fucking special. Human species is, yeah, it's curious. I'm curious, I'm curious. But yeah, man, don't be afraid to type in the chat. 7, 9 people in the chat, man. Ain't no right or wrong answers. I'm just trying to understand. Like I said, there ain't no debate. I'm just trying to understand how people came to the conclusion that God exists or God doesn't exist. It's more of a social experiment for me. Like I said, I ain't looking for no debate, but I ain't afraid of the smoke neither. Like, we can do it. I can debate any side. I can debate the existence of God, or I can debate the non-existence of God. I mean, to me, it don't really. I'm just interested how people came to the conclusion that God exists or God don't. I'm interested. Even like I hear people talk about personal experiences, and I accept those, and I can rock out with that because I have personal experiences with the divine. It's like speaking a foreign language. People haven't had the experience. It's foreign to them. So a lot of people can't accept that. They want to observe it themselves. But maybe you just a fucked up person, and God don't want to fuck with you. That's how I be thinking when people look. I think it's acid. My personal opinion. I think it's crazy as hell to think that God doesn't exist, or some not from a Abrahamic perspective, but to say like something beyond our intellectual level doesn't exist. I think that's asinine because there's a lot of shit science can't even explain. They can tell you what it is, but they can't tell you the origin of it. They can't tell you how it came into existence. They can't tell you that, but they can tell you exactly what it is, though. My brother, Mr. Gary, busted down. Brian, what it do with the businesses? My bad, bro. I meant to send the link to the chat, bro. Let me send it there. And just make it easier for you to grab if you choose to come up. Ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. Like I said, this ain't a debate. I'm just interested on how people think and how they came to the conclusion that God exists or God doesn't exist. You know, shout out to Missing Mind, man. Riders, what up, sis? Appreciate you. What up, Nines? The Nines in the building. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I was over at Mr. Miles today, and I really wish I could have hit that panel because I was listening to this dude. He was a Christian, but I'm like, bro, you are the reason people leave religion. You the reason, bro, because you turn opinions into facts. You trying to say it's historical evidence? Like he literally said most of the historical discoveries was biblical, and I'm like, what? Like, bro, the Bible said the world was created like 2,000 years ago. We find shit almost 10,000 years ago. What the fuck is you talking about? We find shit that predates the Bible. You know, like, nah, you can't say that, bro. Most people use the Bible as a historical book to validate the historical aspects of the Bible. Like, you can't, the Bible is not a primary source. It's not. It's just not a primary source. Like, people who they give credit to writing the Bible was dead. I mean, at the max, I mean, the shortest time was 60 years before the Bible was written. Who was that? Mark? Did Mark die 60 years before the Bible was written? I think so. Hold on, I'm looking at them now. 60 years after Jesus comes with the rain, which man destroyed the author book of. And like when people is like, I don't know, but I think people like you can't use the Bible as a primary source. You can't, because I even heard them. They asked him who wrote the Bible. He said Moses, right? And see, this is the problem when you have when you believe and you don't really look at facts, and because you have a when you are emotionally attached to things, and a lot of people are, a lot of people are emotionally attached to the religion, but that shit throws out common sense, right? So, like, let's talk about Moses. Okay, say Moses did write the first book. So, if Moses wrote the first book, why was it in Hebrew? Moses was in Egypt. His education came from Egypt. He should have wrote it in the Neteru, but he wrote it in Hebrew. Moses didn't even know what the fuck Hebrew was. Like, so to say that, like, come on now, bro. It's just common fucking sense. That shit don't make sense. And I mean, people can't even defeat that argument. And that's if it was a historical figure. Most, no, I ain't even go, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, but if you use the book for what it's for, you know what I'm saying? It's good information, man. It's a great book, man. Especially if you are unaware of a lot of if you're unaware of, uh, I guess you want to say life lessons, but it got a great, like if you lack morality, if you lack structure, some people need a higher being, um, to believe in something bigger than them, to, for structure and discipline. They need that, So I don't think religion is bad. I just think it's predicated upon how you use it, right? So I don't bash religion at all. I don't bash. I look at the results that it yields, right? You can't tell me you're a Christian and you ain't living like one. If the results don't show, if you're not practicing it, then it's just something you is a tool you utilize. And people weaponize spirituality, right? People weaponize spirituality. Anything can be weaponized. So it's how, like, that's why I'm interested in how people came to the conclusion that God exists or God doesn't exist. And like even talking to atheists, I don't think I ever talked to this many atheists. I don't really think. I mean, I probably have and just didn't know they was fucking atheists. Didn't really care. I don't really care what people believe in. I don't care what they believe in. I'd be interested in why people believe in things, but what they believe in don't really matter to me. I know that sounds kind of crazy because how you gonna care why they believe in it if you don't care what? Because the what only gets me to the why anyway. The what only gets me to the why. So the what is only important if I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, religion do, but see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people can't get to that spirituality aspect. They can't. Um, they ain't built to be that. You know what I'm saying? They not built to be spiritual people. The only thing they can do is be religious people. That's like they limit. Everybody got limits, bro. Everybody got limits. Everybody ain't built to be spiritual. You know, um, everybody ain't built for it. That's like this, right? That's, that's like everybody ain't built to play basketball, bro. Some people, like 5'2", bro, 5'5". They ain't built for it, bro. That's how it is with spirituality, man. So some people they can only they limit is religion. That's their limit, bro. That's their limit. What doesn't Trump? Why? Huh? What they say? What doesn't Trump? See now that's what I'm saying. You have them. You have exceptions to the rules, and that's what Spud Webb, Muggsy Bowl, Isaiah Thomas, the second, not the bad boys Isaiah Thomas, but the other one. It was some little dudes who did their thing in the NBA, bro. I mean, Spud was probably the only one ducking. Nate Robinson, he did his thing. You got exceptions to the rule, you know, but that's an exception to the rule. That ain't the common folk, you know. That ain't common folk. But what doesn't Trump, bro? I don't like when I seen Trump. I was thinking about the president, bro. I don't know why. When don't mind me, bro. When I seen Trump, I was thinking about the president, bro. I'm like, what Trump got to do with this conversation? That's my bad. I misread that. That's my bad, bro. I literally, when I seen Trump, bro, I associated that to the president. Where's my YouTube, bro? Here we go. Bro, I associated that to the president. But like, why when I had these discussions, don't nobody want to come through? I don't get no trolls. Hey, shout out to my man though. He came through and said his piece. And I agree with shout out to Shane. Shout out to Shane. I agree with a lot of that. I used to use that argument of the golden ratio until somebody bust my bubble. Like, well, the golden ratio doesn't govern this. And you can consider that an exception to the rule, but then you can't. yeah, it's kind of hard to argue because once I seen that, I started researching and found a lot of other stuff that it don't associate with, but it does exist. So what doesn't trump the why? Nah, man, they got to work together, bro. Everything work together. One thing unveils another. What was done, then you figure out how it was done, and the what and how usually gives you the intent or the motivation, gives you the why. That's how you get to the why. That's like a formula. What plus how equals why. Think of it like that. What plus how equals why. Yeah, I think I might put that in there. What plus why. What plus how equals why. Yeah, yeah, you get to that. But yeah, I'm just curious, because like a lot of atheists, I think like and then to me they ask, I don't see how people even like they ask, but when you talk to an atheist, they usually attack the God concept from a religious standpoint, and it's hard to combat that. To be honest with you, I just told you why religious people use anthropomorphism to explain God because that's the only way they can describe it. Even the Egyptians did it. When they put animal heads on human bodies, those wasn't gods they worship. Not in the golden age or even the silver age. They didn't turn those into gods until outside people came in and tried to understand or comprehend what they were doing. And the only way they can associate it is from the informational knowledge they know. And that was to say this is a God. But it was always a divine principle. They took the animal instincts and put it on a human body to explain or to teach, right? Divine principles. Like if you look at all those Egyptian gods, they have a divine principle behind them that represent them. They represent something. They represent the principle. Like when you look at Ma'at, she represents truth, justice, and truth, justice, and fairness. Truth, justice, and something else. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But Heru, honor, bravery, courage. All the gods represent something. They have a divine principle behind them. So it wasn't like, oh, we're worshiping these half man, half animals. No, they didn't do that until the people who came in and didn't know what the fuck was going on. They did that shit when they took over Egypt. When it was called Kemet or the land of the black, they wasn't doing all that shit, that worship and shit. They paid homage. They honored things. They didn't worship nothing. Worship wasn't even a concept back then. That's like I ain't gonna say it's Greco-Roman, but worshiping came out of Mesopotamia. That was the first monotheistic religion. Was Zoroastrianism? Well, they try to say the worship of Ra was the first monotheistic religion, but that was still a spiritual practice. That wasn't religion. Religios or religion came out of Mesopotamia. That shit came out of Mesopotamia. Where plus when equals what? I mean, where would be associated to what? Like what happened? Where is more of an area? You know, where is more of an area? When is more of the time? So that's important in the formula of understanding what happened. But the the three main components is what, how, what was done, right? When we look at situations, I don't want to get too deep in it because we got a video coming out about this. What, why? I mean, what, how, why? I got a video coming. So I don't want to get too deep in it, but when you think about it, like you take a scenario, right? What happened, right? Say a car crash happened. What happened? Well, we had this car accident. Then that's what time it happened. That'd be the when. And the location would be the area, the where. That'd be the locate. All that is incorporated into what happened, right? So how it happened will be more described behind like was the person on the phone, did the person run a red light, you know what I'm saying? And then the why will be okay, it was a car accident that happened, somebody was on the phone, wasn't paying attention, and bam. So that's why this car accident happened. So the what and how gets you to the why. That's the simplest explanation I can give without like going into a deep delineation. Honor and praise was seen back then. Yeah, because people lived gratitude. Like when you even when like it's scriptures in the Bible that say you don't have to ask God because everything was already given. You know, paraphrasing. You know, things are already given, so we don't have to ask. That's what most spiritual practices believe. It's like you have to match the frequency. Everything is already given. It's you who have to align yourself for it, right? That's what most of the spiritual practice. That was like one of the major concepts in Buddhism, Taoism, even Kemetic science. You know, so it's like you got to match the frequency of what you desire. You don't achieve things because most of the time you don't believe you can. When you don't believe you can achieve something, you 9 times out of 10 you don't even try. And then when you try and you don't have a belief that you can do it, it's less effort put into it, right? That's just how it works. So it was always about matching the frequency, building yourself up to you can convince yourself you deserve what you're asking for. That's a that's what most of the spiritual practices teach you. You know, you have to align yourself to what you desire or what you're trying to achieve. You have to. That's how you reach your goal. Yeah, tap into the storehouse. Tap into the storehouse. Yeah, but where the atheists at? I want to talk to some atheists. You know, where Wild Heart at? Wild Heart, you ain't in the bushes, bro. I know he came in the other day. Let me make sure I ain't got none of his. Yeah, but it's more of a social experiment. You know, people, it ain't no right or wrong answers, man. That's why I didn't want to talk too much because I start talking, then it probably discourage people from hitting the link or even type it in the comment. I ain't trying to discourage nobody. I'm not trying to debate you. You know, what your belief is what your belief is. I'm just curious how you came to that conclusion. Most people are told, you know, and they hold on to that because they knew it for a long time and it make them feel good. It comforts them, right? But they can't really articulate how they know God exists. They can't really articulate it because it's something they was told when they was a kid. They grew up accepting it. Now that they're adults, they got comfortable with that ideology. They're comfortable with it, and when people get comfortable with things, and you try to take it away, it makes them uncomfortable. That's why most people get mad when they're trying to defend their belief of God. They get into that defensive posture. But if you truly like, I play with the words all day, but I just think belief is. I think it's supposed to be, if anything, a starting point, right? That's how you start off believing until you develop the knowing. And the way you develop the knowing of God is to practice. It's to develop a relationship with the Creator. And you can do it different ways. You know, that's what all these books is. That's what the Vedas are. That's what the Dharma is. That's what the Talmud is. That's what the Bible is. All that is ex- ways to connect with the divine. It's just if you look, all those books was written in different time periods by different cultures or groups of people. They were simply explaining their experience with the divine creator. And that's what all those books are. That's how those people experience God, right? So people, well, which text is real? Which all of them fucking real? You know, all of that's how those people experience God, bro. All of that shit real. Well, which one is the so is real for them? Might not be real for you, but this shit real for them. Like you don't see Buddhists on here trying to debate Christians and shit, right? Because they live that shit, bro. They don't care what you think. Don't know Buddhists care what you believe in. They really don't. Don't know Buddhists be trying to convert you or nothing because like practicing Buddhism, It's not for the faint of heart. It's not. It's not. I mean, it's a lot of structure and discipline, bro. They ain't got time to worry about what you're doing because they focused on what they doing. Buddhism is truly about self mastery, and Taoism is about self mastery. And when you're trying to master self, man, you don't really care nothing about outside yourself. That's why they go in the Himalaya mountains and isolate themselves from people. 'Cause they don't want no distractions from what they got to do, bro. They don't want no distractions because y'all become distractions and shit. People become distracted. You worried about what the next person thinking. It takes the attention off of worrying about what you got to do. That's what that do. So if you practicing your religion and it's working for you and you're yielding positive results in your life, why even care what people think about what you do? Most people say they believe in something and can't show no results. They can't show what they believe generated for them. Most people find religion when they fucked up anyway. They wait till they down on their knees and need a miracle and then seek God. Like, what, what about when you was doing good, bro? Was you thanking God? Fuck you gonna come to you now that you doing bad? I hate when people say this is like when atheists say, well, if there was a God, why would he let bad things happen? Like that shit is the stupidest fucking argument a person can make. That shit sounds so fucking stupid. Is God not doing the evil shit on earth? It's people. So why can't the people stop the other people from doing the fucked up shit? Ain't that how it's supposed to work? Fuck God gonna come down here and intervene on every fucking unscrupulous person doing some foul shit. Like, nah, bro, that ain't how it works. God gave you the power to stop these motherfuckers. That's the entitlement shit, bro. Well, why God won't show himself to me? Who the fuck is you? Hey, man, when people say that, if God was real, he would have showed himself to me. Like, who the fuck is you, bro? You probably one of the most unscrupulous people on the planet doing some foul shit. You probably got shit in your phone or your computer you ain't supposed to have. And you think God supposed to come talk to your old weird ass? Nah, bro. That ain't how it works. Like people, I don't know, bro. They just be saying some crazy shit. Them motherfuckers talk about we came from monkeys and shit. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Hey, y'all believe anything people tell y'all. We came from monkeys. We have similar genetic traits from fucking bananas too, bro. We share genetic DNA with fucking pigs and all that shit too. That shows the one divineness. Everything is connected. That's all that show. That don't show we evolved from that shit. Like when people even speak of evolution, they use something micro and try to explain a macro. Right? Evolution is changes over time. That's all that shit is, bro. Shit change over time. It adapts to the current situation. That's what evolving is. You evolve. You become stronger to inhabit your environment. Evolution. You ain't seen no fucking monkey turn into no human. No, you ain't seen that. You seen animals get smaller or bigger. You seen people get hairier or less hairier depending on the environment they in. People get their bone density changed depending on what type of environment. If you got climb mountains and shit like that. Some people produce more creatine because they live in the cold. Some people produce more melanin because they live in the heat. That's fucking evolution, bro. Y'all try to take that shit. Y'all talking about the religious and the spiritual shit. That's that woo woo shit. Oh yeah, a fish turned into a monkey and a monkey turned into a human. Like what the fuck? And it take hundreds of thousands of years for that shit to happen. Right? Why that shit still ain't happening? We ain't seen nothing. We ain't seen no fish turn into a dog in the last since we've been recording history. We ain't seen no fish turn into no damn dog or no cat or no shit like that. We ain't see no. I mean, and then when you talk about like mutations and shit, well, how did a wolf turn into a dog? Domesticated, same. It evolved, devolved. If anything, it devolved. Just like if you take a hog If you domesticate it, it turns into a pig. You take a pig and put it in a wild. You go check on it in a couple months. The bitch gonna have hair and start growing tusks. It's adapting to the environment. Now things don't. I think the pig is probably the only animal that evolved that quick or go through that process that quick. But that's what it do, man. You capture the experience. Yeah, that's what happened. We develop a relationship with the creator, man. 'Cause, like, even like when people say, "Well, what's your evidence of God?" Like, bro, my evidence is mine. That is my personal experience, man. I can't explain it to you because you can't experience it. You ain't me, bro. You ain't tapped in like me. Well, you just think you special. Nah, it's not the fact that I think I'm special. I just think you ain't special. Not the fact that I'm special. The fact that you ain't special. That's what it is. God don't want to talk to you. God don't want to reveal himself to you because you ain't shit. Probably you just ain't shit. I know that be sounding mean, but that's just how I feel, bro. That's just my opinion. Hold on, somebody in the building. I can't see it. Same possible. Nate the Great is in the building. What it do with the business is, fam? Hold on, bro. Hold on. I see something to say. New member. New member. Yeah, make sure y'all get those memberships, bro. Appreciate y'all. Out to Nate the Great. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my brother. KY, what up, man? KY's in the building. Appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you. Safi, what up, though, sis? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. The lady of the nine, the minister, the general of defense is in the building. What to do with the businesses? Stop playing with me. Stop playing. What up, Commander? What up, nine? Yeah, we in here, bro. We in here. Hey, man, I know a lot of new people came in. Look, bro, let me give you some context of the conversation. I am not trying to debate nobody, but if you want smoke, I'm willing to give it. You know, I'm not looking for a debate. I'm more looking for a discussion. I'm really interested on how people came to the conclusion that God exists or God doesn't exist. So it ain't no wrong or right answer. It's just your answer, you know, and you're entitled to it. And I ain't here to try to change your mind. I'm straight. I'm good. Most people mind fucked up anyway. I ain't got time to work like that. I get paid to do stuff like that. So I ain't trying to change your mind, but I am interested in people's opinions because I think your voice do matter. That's a new hashtag we're using over here. Hashtag your voice matter. I want more people to participate in the discussion. You know, ain't no right or wrong answer. You know, if you don't believe in God, I'm just interested to hear why you don't. If you do believe in God, I'm just interested to hear why you do. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no right or wrong answer. You know, I've been just talking, giving the spiel on some of the, you know, I guess you want to call argument. I don't think they really argue. I think people just get emotional because they don't know how to defend their beliefs and they can't really articulate in a way that the listener will accept. Because it's hard to explain a personal experience with God, right? It's really hard to explain that. But I'm pretty sure most of us had them, or if we didn't, then you know that sucks for you. But if you have, you know, it's hard to explain that to someone who hasn't had that experience. It's like talking a foreign language, right? Like if I come up here speaking Assyrian, y'all ain't gonna know what the hell I'm saying, you know, because you don't have the experience with that language. And that's the same thing. If you don't have an experience with the divine God, whatever you want to call, if you worship Allah, if you're into Hinduism, if you're into Buddhism, no matter what you're into, You had that experience with your creator and other people haven't. It's hard to explain that, and it's impossible for people who haven't had that experience to accept it. Because most people only go off of their five senses, right? So if they can't experience or observe something using those five senses, it don't exist to them. But like I said, it's fucking animals that can track magnetic field. They can sense magnetic fields, so they experience life different than what we do. They experience on a deeper level. If you can fucking experience magnetic fields, that should be crazy. You know what I'm saying? They see in different spectrums of light. It's fucking animals that got fucking sonar. That shit crazy, bro. To experience life that way. And we think we the end all be all because we can talk. I don't know, bro. I don't know why humans think they so fucking significant. They really ain't, bro. We a fucking speck on a speck of sand on the beach, bro. This world will keep spinning if we wasn't on here. Like Miss and Maud always say that, is the animals actually contribute to the ecosystem and we don't. We actually fuck it up. So if humans wasn't on this planet, this motherfucker still will spin around and still thrive, bro. That's what'll happen. Edward, what up, my guy? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah. So if you do want to hit the link, man, hit them three buttons at the top. Go to the channel. Go to the post, and the link is right there. I put it in the chat too, because I don't know. Some people can't hit it if they're on their computer or laptop. I think they can't hit it from the. Yeah, but like I said, there ain't no right or wrong answer. I even hear people say this. I heard a guy say this the other day. It's better to believe than not to believe, and that's just how he felt. And I mean, what people eat don't make me sick, right? So I don't. I mean, if it worked for you, y'all always hear me say this, right? If somebody believe in Smurfs and it make them a better person, then shit, let them believe in the Smurfs and shit. Why bother? They good people, bro. I heard this dude on Missing Mod. Shout out to Missing Mod. Y'all make sure y'all go sub up to. But I heard this dude on her chat earlier say that the way because of the way Christian people think is like detrimental to the world, and I'm like, I don't agree with that shit. I don't agree with that. I mean, you got radicals everywhere, and then like I said, I think most people utilize it as a weapon anyway. Christianity, the people who practice it, they practice that shit, but they're good people. It gives them moral values. It gives them structure. They a lot more discipline, and so I mean, it can be beneficial. And then you got the people who just utilize it or play with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't think it's bad. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, you fam, bro. You fam. Safi is fam, and her husband is in the chat. We accept them as family too. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, but what make if somebody utilizing something or using something and it makes them a better person, their beliefs are yielding positive results. That's just fact. So no matter if you accept it or believe in it, it's making them better. Different things will make us all better, right? The same, we all ain't gonna be able to use the same thing, right? We built different, bro. So what works for me might not work for you, but just because it's working for me, I shouldn't try to shame you because you're not using it. And that's what happens. That's why I say most people they be seeking validation, bro. Like I know I can point out things in my life that my beliefs brought me. Meaning like because I believe my beliefs dictated my actions yielded these results. Simple as that. I can show you that. Most people can't. They just try to use that I'm better than you because I believe in this or I practice this. And a lot of times that's people projecting. They projecting, bro. They know they ain't shit, so they try to make you ain't shit. That's why I don't even be getting mad at people no more, bro. I don't even get mad. You can't get mad at mentally. Let me not say that. You can't get mad at people who only have the mental frame of a 10 or 9 year old. You can't get mad at people like that. You just can't, bro. And that's how most people be when they try to project their insecurities onto you. They try to make you feel bad because you ain't doing what they doing. Like if that shit was really working for you, bro, you wouldn't even be trying to tell nobody about that shit. You wouldn't be trying to force your shit on. I mean, no, your actions or your results would make people want to do what you do. Like when people like talk to me, they ask me like, "What do you believe in, or what do you practice?" Because they see my positive attitude. They like, "Damn, how did you develop that?" Because usually people in my condition they be bitter. The motherfucker be bitter, bro. I done been through some shit. I got the scars to prove it. This shit make people bitter. It don't make me bitter. And people wonder why. What's so different? People go through less than the shit I've been through and be bitter as hell, bro. Be mad at the world or some shit they done put themselves through or allow somebody else to do to them. They be mad at the fucking world. That's like me saying like this. I don't believe in God no more because I'm legally blind. If God existed and I was obedient, why would he allow me to become legally blind? Nah, this is just my test, bro. This is just this. God knew I was strong enough to go through this shit. That's why he put me through it. He ain't put none of you other MFs through it. He put me through it because he knew I was a bad motherfucker and I can overcome anything. That's why. That's why God tested Job because he knew he can do it. You knew Job could persevere through that shit. That's why he said, "Oh, go fuck with Job and see what happens." I ain't no different. I ain't no better than Job. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like even the stories in the Bible, like I don't look at the Bible as end all be all. I don't look at it like most people look. I look at it for what it is. It's a great source of motivation, inspiration, and you can learn a lot from it, right? You not only be inspired and motivated, but you can learn. The shit it can make the shit you go through make sense, right? So looking at the story of Job, Job had everything. At one point, I had a lot of shit, bro. And that shit was taken away when my eyesight got taken away. I lost a lot of fucking opportunity. Bro, I was on my way to be, I was on my way to do some major things, but then I lost my eyesight and those opportunities passed me up. Not only that, but you know, I had to because I wasn't working and shit, I had to liquidate a lot of things just to maintain my lifestyle. So I lost a lot. But did I really lose? Because I look at what I gained, I get more time with my family because I was always out and about, man. I was a hustler. I'm out making money. I'm selling real estate. I'm selling life insurance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like shit. I was barely home. I just had a newborn baby. I wasn't spending that much time with him. Most of the time I spent with him is when he was asleep. But shit, now I got an abundance amount of time to spend with my kids. I always wanted to be a father that was active in the kid's life, and I'm in a position to do that now. Shit, I work from home now. I wouldn't if this wouldn't happen to me. I would have never thought about working from home. Nah, because I knew the money was out there. I had to go get it. So I mean, you can look at it like, oh, woe is me. I lost my eyesight, or I can look at the advantages losing my eyesight gave me. It's my choice. It's a choice. It's literally perception. How do you look at it? Do you look at what you lost, or do you look at what you gained from the loss? A lot of people can't look at what they gained from the loss because the loss is fogging their vision. They so hooked on what they lost, they don't even see what they gained. So that's all the choice, man. It's all the choice. Like even like I listen to people, not only like family, like I bring it close to home, right? Um, My dad got 6 kids by 4 different women. So the last 2 kids, he spent the most time with, right? They didn't appreciate that. I'm the first kid. I think up until I became an adult, he spent the less time with me. But I never resented my dad. You know, he had his trials and tribulations in life. I never judged my dad. But my dad has always been there for all of his kids. Anytime you need him, he go break his butt to do whatever he got to do to take care of his. Now, was he a 24/7 dad, always putting you to bed doing? No, he didn't do that. And he'll tell you because he told me this, and I told him like I couldn't. My dad ain't perfect. He's just perfect for me. I couldn't have asked for a better father in my life. Like, honestly, I couldn't. And I ain't just saying that because he's my dad. I'm saying that because I mean that shit, right? But he wasn't in my. He didn't like wasn't really in my life until I was in my 20s. But I held no resentment because I understood everybody has their own journey. Even the people who you think supposed to be there or do, they got their own shit to deal with in life. That's just reality. They got their own shit. And even though kids aren't asked to be born, and yeah, when you have a kid, you should be accountable and responsible. Everybody ain't capable of that. That's reality, right? But it's about what people learn from their mistakes. Like my dad said, I'm gonna be a better grandfather than I was a father. And he is uber active in my son's life, you know. And most people will be like, "Oh, he trying to make up." No, you know he can't make that up. He can't make up from when I was a kid. He can't make none of that up. But what he can do is learn from that mistake and do better. And that's what we supposed to do as humans. Bro, look, we go fuck up, right? Severely. Some of us go. Some people fuck up to the point they can't make up, right? That's why they doing life in jail or they get unalive. So, you know, with the death penalty. You know. But when you can make up, man, you take that opportunity. You take that opportunity. That's what life is about. Learning from your mistakes. That's what life is about, man. So to really like I can't hold a grudge from someone who corrected their behavior. I can't hold a grudge because that's a process we all go through in life. Right? It's people I did shit to when I was younger that will never forgive me. And that was a hard thing to accept, right? They would never fucking forgive me for what I did. Even though I changed, they still see me as the same person. I had to accept that, you know. I can't change anyone's perception. You know, I can't do it. I'm not gonna try to do it. I don't care to do it. I did what I was supposed to do. I apologize and I corrected my behavior. And if they don't want to accept it, then fine. Fine, that's okay. It's some people in my life that did shit to me. I forgave them. I will never fuck with them. So I have to accept that when people do it to me, even if they don't forgive me. If they just choose not to, okay, that's fine. I understand. I hurt you to the point where you don't want to let it go. That's fine. I did what I was supposed to do to rectify the situation. If it ain't good enough for you, then I understand. But I'm not about to sit here and beat myself up about some shit that I did. I learned from corrective behavior that I don't do no more. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna vilify myself. Now, if I'm still doing the same shit, then I'm a piece of shit person, right? That's just what it is. Then you're just a piece of shit person. But if you changed your behavior, man, that's the key. It's changing the behavior. If you did that, then I mean, shit, can't nobody be mad at you. You shouldn't be mad at yourself. Fuck if anybody else mad at you. Don't beat yourself down. Forgive yourself. If don't nobody else forgive you, forgive yourself. And if they don't want to forgive you, fuck them. That's what I say. Like, shit, I don't care, bro. I ain't gonna lose no sleep. You know, I ain't gonna lose no sleep over that. Dolly, what up, though, sis? Dolly in the building. Dolly in the building. Appreciate you, Dolly. Appreciate you. Yeah, but yeah, this was a social experiment I tried to do. I knew it probably wasn't gonna work. I don't know why people be afraid to talk to me. I be seeing all these other panels of people be coming up just spitting this shit. I'm not one of them, you know, I ain't gonna try to beat you down or nothing like that. I don't be trying to be more intellectual than people or none of that shit. I'd be really interested in having conversation. That's what I'd be interested in knowing why people think the way they think versus what they think. So I don't be trying to attack people or nothing like that. I don't care if I might think in my head like this motherfucker crazy. I just won't tell you. I ain't gonna tell you crazy. You know, yeah, if that's the way you think, that's the way you think. You know. So yeah, I ain't on here trying to, you know, take away nobody's beliefs or flex my intellectual prowess on nobody or nothing like that. I'm literally curious, you know, of how people come to the conclusion that God exists or God don't exist. That's all I mean. So it ain't like no debate or nothing like that. I just be curious how people come to conclusion, you know. Yeah, I'll just be interested in that. What Dolly say? Preach word, preach. When I be look, every time I read the chat and somebody say preach, I be like, what the fuck did I say? I, by the time I see the chat, I know I done stopped my little rant. I just be going on micro rant. I go on a little rant, and but yeah, I hate when people um I ain't gonna use the term hate because that's a strong word, but it annoys me when I see people try to use a person's past against them, and the person is like totally changed. You know, like we all are naive at some point. You know, that's just a human experience. And the majority of the humans experience, right? Naiveness, being naive, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom, lack of experience. You know, lack of whatever the fuck the situation occurred. We all are at some point of our life we experience that. So, like, 9 times out of 10, when we make mistakes or we do something stupid, it's because we didn't know no better, right? And then people try to hold some shit against you that you did 20 years ago. Like, bro, you know how much shit happened? You know how many presidents we had in that time? Like, you know, some shit 20 years ago, bro. Like, 20 years. Like, you know how much shit happened in between that bettered me, made me a better person, and I can show the result. Yeah, I am not even close to the same person I was 20 years ago. So if somebody came to me like, "Oh yeah, you used to do this, you used to do that," I'm like, "Shit, I did a lot worse than what you know I did. A lot worse than what you think I did, what you can perceive I did. I trust me, I did a lot worse than that, but I'm not doing that now. That's when I was young, I was naive, my frontal cortex wasn't fully developed yet. So yeah, I did a lot of stupid shit, right? But guess what? I learned from it, and it made me a better person. All that stupid shit I did in my past made me who I am. So no, I ain't gonna even. I already apologized to the people I need to apologize. I ain't gonna apologize to somebody just digging some shit up. But that's what people do, man. People use the person's past, you know. But if you're still doing that shit, that's not your past. That's your present. If you're doing the same thing you were doing 20 years ago, that's not your past. That's your present. You're still doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, that's different. That's a horse of a different color right there, right? No, so now if you still doing that shit, then, or if you can't take accountability, that's another telltale sign. Like, the shit, you don't always see what people doing, and like it's some shit. I'm sorry, man. Like when you fuck with little kids and shit, I don't. I think that's a sickness, man. And I don't even see how people. It just I can't make logical sense of somebody fucking with a kid. I can't. It doesn't make logical sense to me. It really don't. So try to understand. I just think there's some shit I just don't think can be fixed, and that can just be my opinion. You know, I just don't think some shit can be fixed like that. And when I see shit like that, man, nah, get them out of here. Get them out of here, bro. I don't think that shit will be fixed. 'Cause I'm alive. I'm alive. I've learned 1,000 lessons, if not more, at the age of 51. I can only imagine how much more. I need to learn. And Dolly, that right there, man. That's a process that we gonna go through learning. That's a process people should be open to going through until they ain't here no more. Honestly, I mean, age is not uh, learning information is not restricted to an age. It's just not. You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Not if they don't want to learn it. Can't teach a new dog new tricks if it ain't trying to learn. If a person don't want to learn, they just don't want to learn. You know, so I mean, just being open minded. That's why. That's like even this conversation, right? The conversation I'm trying to have, we going off to some other shit, and I'm fine with that. I just came on here to talk to y'all anyway. But even that conversation, just being open minded, you know, it shows the lack of social intelligence when people have a conversation and attack another person's opinion, right? And that opinion does not affect them. Like, so if a person chooses to believe in God and somebody else say, "Oh, you're stupid because you believe in God," and this is start with all these assumptions, then to me that shows lack of social intelligence. That shows lack of your intellect, period, because you're not open minded. I very rarely hear people ask why do you believe in God versus attack a person because they believe in God. And even when they ask why, it's more being it's more being contradicted. You know, they just asking to try to rebuttal whatever they say. That's all they asking for. It's not with the intent to understand. You know, and that shows high level of intelligence when people seek information or seek knowledge, even if it's different from what they know. That shows a high level of intelligence. It's definitely yeah, man. Get them out of here. Oh, you love that clip? Damn, did somebody in here give me a reason to play it? I definitely play it. I wish yeah, somebody give me a reason to play it and I didn't see it. I'm still alive. Man, I could not find that video. I remember when they first oh hold on, Dolly, appreciate that. I just seen it. Hold on, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Where is it at? Is it this one? Hold on, I can't.
Let's make this money. Money.
Oh yeah, people messing with them kids, man. Hold on, bro. I can't, like, this shit is so little now that I went into portrait mode. I can't see none of the video. Oh, little Tink Tink. Is it this one? Not that one. I can't even see which one it is, man. I should play that one just to fuck with Nate. I ain't
What
fucking
the
with
fuck
Nate.
is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Get him out. Ready? Are you ready? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's what we need to do with people touch kids, man. People touch kids, man. Get them the fuck out of here, bro. The fuck out of here, man. Fucking weirdo, man. Fuck you gonna do with a kid, man? Damn. Stoked on my stick. My bad. I gotta get some job. I'm relaxing too much now. I need a little coffee. I'm gonna stay on a little longer, man. But yeah, I was hoping people came up here and I guess I ain't built like that yet. One day we gonna get there with people. Had a testicular fortitude. I don't know, bro. I don't know why people don't like talking to me. Maybe I'm just not that, you know, charismatic or alluring. Am I not alluring? I think people, for a lot of people, I don't know. Maybe I just seem so cool and relaxed that people like, nah, I ain't gonna fuck with him. I ain't gonna fuck with him. He seems like a nice guy. Am I too nice for people to? I don't know. Maybe that's it. Yeah, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Ain't no room in our society for no shit like that. But I mean, even hurting women, man. Like to me, that I don't know, bro. Like that, you can't. Some shit, you like I said, some shit once you identify it, I mean, it can't be fixed. I just don't think it has room in our society. I don't think so. I mean, shit, ain't it some land on Antarctica? Let them inhabit Antarctica. Let them go. Start a civilization on Antarctica. Shit, let's argue. Yeah, yeah. The guy from yesterday was good. I wanted him to. Oh, we can talk about anything now. I mean, once we get we passed the petty hour. Peanut butter petty time. Yeah, we passed that hour. We can talk about anything. I try to do the topic for an hour. If anybody want to indulge, then fine. But if not, then we can just talk, man. I just like having good conversation. I just like having something that people can leave either feeling good, be motivated, inspired, or educated. I like having those conversations. They won't fly over it. Man. And see, we have to, uh, we have to go into a conspiracy theory. I don't know. I haven't took the pictures. I didn't take the pictures personally. So if they authentic or not, I don't know. But I seen fucking pictures of pyramids in Antarctica. So I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason we can't explore certain shit as regular civilians, right? We can't even go in the bottom of the Grand Canyon no more. We used to, and then they start finding shit, and they say, "Nope, you can't go no more," because anything that challenges the narrative, then it's a problem. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Anything that challenges the narrative becomes a problem, and all problems need to be solved or eliminated. I'm straight. Yeah, some shit is just I don't know, bro. I guess it's I don't. I guess just I don't know. Hmm, I don't even want to say that. I need to go on Rumble. If you can talk your talk on Rumble, I'd be trying to stay monetized over here. It's just potential, right? If I got potential to make some money for my time, why not? It ain't like I'm on here bullshitting or I'm not doing like my whole intent is to help people develop to better versions of themselves. That's my whole intent coming on here. That's why I talk about the things I talk about. And I don't really get into none of that BS. I mean, can I be entertaining? I hope I entertain y'all. I know that's part of that's part of I mean, to be successful in doing this, that's part of it, bro. You got to be a little entertaining. You got to keep people's attention. The average person has a very short attention span. So if you ain't entertaining in some type of way, then people just scroll through. You know, that's why people usually fall asleep in classrooms and not concerts. Very rarely you see people fall asleep at concerts, but they go into a classroom. That should be normal. But that's just what I do. Is it right? Is it right for me? You know, can I be successful doing it? I'm gonna force myself. I'm gonna force it. Like I said, if I gotta entertain a little bit, that's fine. You know, but I ain't coming over here with no red nose and no white face paint and no big ass shoes. I ain't about to do all that. I have moral. I have value. I have integrity. I have pride. I got all that. So it ain't gonna allow me to do that. Like somebody was in Rachel's chat earlier talking about if I donate, would you shut up? Like, bro, what the fuck you about to donate for somebody to shut up on their channel? Like people be saying the stupidest shit. People say the stupidest shit. But most people on here, I mean, like people who do that shit on here, they be at home lonely and shit. They ain't got nobody paying them attention, so they come online and start fucking with people. Because they socially awkward, bro. Most people don't know how to have a conversation. Most, I, that's the byproduct of the internet, right? People become more socially awkward. Most people don't know how to interact with other people. Don't even know how to start a conversation. They start a conversation with an insult, and then later on tell you, I didn't really mean it. It was just I was trying to get your attention. Like, man, that's the only way you know. You can't say hi, hello. Like that's how you usually get somebody attention. Hi, how are you again? Yeah, doing good. How about yourself? That's how you usually. That's what I say. Most people are socially awkward. It's this term. It's called uh, intellectual therapy, and it covers a lot of different factors, such as behavior. It covers social interactions and social dynamics, language. But a lot of these people need intellectual therapy. That's what they need. They need intellectual therapy, bro. They need to understand how to interact with people. They need to understand how their behavior influences interaction. How are you? Yeah, most people don't know how to do that, though. Most people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to have they don't know how to do it, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? Because the internet is a tool that people can use to actually reach more people. But what it's doing is making people is actually dividing us socially than bringing us together. That's a sad thing. I think since we got the internet, people have been less empathetic, less compassionate. Um, I mean, that's what I see. I've seen, people just being less human and shit. Oh, hold on, somebody hit the link. Let me go back in here real quick. Where'd he go? Hold on, I'm pulling you up right now, Dollar. Let me just find my. What up, Dollar?
Hi, what up, though?
What up, though? I really dig when people say that. That's what we do in the D. But that's how we greet people. What up, though?
Hi,
How are you tonight?
good. I just came up because I decided to come up. I thought I'd say hi, hello, how are you?
I appreciate that. Yeah, I needed some company because I start rambling, and then I probably say something I can't take back later. So I appreciate that. I do that often.
So what's a topic? What were you talking about? And then I can give an opinion.
So I was interested on how people came to the conclusion that God exists or God doesn't exist.
Okay. Mine's too deep and convoluted and mixed up though.
Oh, that's fine. I like that.
Oh,
It,
okay.
it tingles my brain.
Okay. Um Mine's kind of weird because my dad was a warlock.
Oh,
I grew up thinking that he was a warlock because he did black magic, read tarot cards, tea leaves, was trained by my great grandmother. I feared my father. Um, Even though we had this big, huge It's so funny because we weren't even Catholic, but we had this huge, huge Catholic Bible in our house. And it was the most magnificent, majestic, big Bible, quilted, kind of like a quilted gold, like the gold tipped pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember pulling it down and like paging through it, like wondering, what is this big book? As a little kid. But my dad did some horrible stuff though, but I won't get into any of that, except that he did cantations, he did spells, he did rituals, he burnt candles, all kinds of horrible, wicked things. And then so there was no God. He was God-like. He was very narcissistic in thinking that he was the king of the castle and God of his world, where he ruled over all of us. But somehow, some way, God found his way into my life. So I can, and that's how I can't say it. Like, I don't know how to put it into words, except that, how, I'm sure you're well versed on lots of different studies. So do you know how it says in the Bible, the word is written on your heart?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus is in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that to be true because no one told me he was there.
But you felt it.
Yes.
See that'd be the hard part to explain because, like I said, most people only can articulate through five senses, and when you feel things, it's hard for you to explain. And I was gonna ask you, can you recall uh, a situation or incident or experience you had um, where you said, "Okay, this is the divine," or "This is God," or "This is you"?
No. If I were to honestly look back, I would say I more often said, "Where is God? Where is he?" I was lacking him, but I felt him. I felt love anyway. In spite of what I was going through, in spite of the torture, the abuse, the neglect, the bodily harm that I experienced, I still felt loved and protected somehow.
That's the experience right there. Let me tell you a short story. So
Go ahead.
the most vivid experience I could tell you where I experienced the grace and love of God. I was in a car. I was drunk in the back seat, and these dudes set me up. They parked the car. Another car pulled up, shot the car 27 times. Right. I was
Wow.
able to climb out the car, and I was trying to get out the car and run. And it wasn't a voice. I didn't hear a voice. I just felt like, just stay here, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I just stood in that spot. And when I heard the gunshot stop, the car pulled off. I got up and looked, and I'm looking like, what the fuck? Like, I'm on the other side of the car. The bullets was going through the car. It was hitting the
Right.
wall on the other side of me, but not one of them touched me. And it wasn't a voice. I didn't hear a voice say, stay still. I felt it. It was like, don't
Yeah.
move, stay still, you gonna be all right. And that's what
Yep.
I did. And that to me, that experience right there, um, told me it was a divine presence involved because, like I said, it wasn't a voice. I didn't hear anything. I just heard the
Right.
gunshots ring. I was moving, trying to run, and something felt it. It was like, stay
Yep.
here, you'll be safe.
It was
And
like
I
an
was.
instinct.
Yeah, it was something within me that told me. It was something
Yep.
in me. It wasn't outside of me. It was in me. And
Yep.
that love and comfort that you just explained, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I felt. So like when I hear people tell their experiences and they can't explain it through words because of something they felt, that's how I
Yeah.
know. Because I had that similar experience. So that's how I
And you
always relate
can't
to
you
people.
and you can't explain it. It's not like
No.
some divine where, oh, suddenly I was able to walk on water with Jesus or something. It's something
Right.
that you have so much negativity around you, yet then somehow at so often you felt peace, and you shouldn't have, because no one
Yeah, not in
taught
that
you the peace.
situation.
No, because no one no and in my life, no one taught me peace. No one taught me um that God was there for me, that God had a purpose for me. Because for the longest time I thought I had no purpose, or that I thought I had no worth, no value. But I did know I had a value because I felt Jesus in my heart. And I didn't even know at
Hmm.
the moment that Jesus was in my heart. I learned that older, when I could read better, when I could have an understanding of what the Bible was saying and what scripture says and how people interpret the Bible. So that's how I knew. And somehow I'm still here.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm still
That's
here, and I don't know. I All I can say is God's not done with me yet. And that's why that those some songs are so very touching and important, and they speak right to your heart, because, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard that song, like, God's not done with you.
yeah.
It's
My
like
cousin used to play that all the time.
he's just not done. He's not done with you yet. You're still got a job to do.
You still have me
Whatever
on.
whatever that might be.
Hmm. And I mean, I think that's one of the things that because even like Commander just said, like when you're going through those situations, those traumatic situations, it's hard for people to comprehend how you can still feel love.
Yep.
And that's because it's something coming from within. It's not because the situation and shit we go through is outside of us. It's things occurring
Yeah.
outside of us. But that presence inside of us is telling us like, look, okay, yeah, there's some fucked up shit, but I got you. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I used to work as an anesthesia assistant, and part of that job was changing the ventilation machine, right? It's this
Mhm.
stuff called soda sword. It uh sucks in the CO2 that you breathe out and reventilates it and turns it to oxygen. So I was changing it one day and it's made from lime and the granules, I inhaled it and it cut up the inside of my lung. So I had grade 2 laceration. My mom's been a nurse for over 30 years. When she came, I was coughing up blood consistently. Like I feel, them little pink basins they give you. I filled
Yep.
3 of those up, coughing up blood. 3 of those.
Oh
I
my
filled
gosh.
them up. And when they told my mom I had grade 2 lacerations, my mom looked at me and started crying. Right.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
looked at her. I said, "Mom, I'm straight. I'm good." She was like, "Is I gotta call your dad? I gotta call this first." I'm like, "Mom, look, I'm good with calling tomorrow." She was like, "No, I gotta call." But she knew I didn't know what the fuck grade 2 lacerations on your lungs was. He did, and it fucked
Right.
her up. I'm her only son, so she was all fucked up. But I got that feeling again, right? Like, nah, you gonna be all right. So I thought, nah, I'm gonna be all right. They put me in the ICU. Like 4 or 5 hours later, I'm in there doing push-ups. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, it ain't my time yet. I just knew it.
Right.
Even when I had 50 cc's of fluid on my brain, right?
Right.
Normally, you have anywhere between 18 and 22, maybe 24. I can't remember. It's like 18. It's between 18 and 22 cc's of fluid on your brain at one
Mm.
particular time. Anything over that, uh, the reason I lost my eyesight because the fluid went into my optic nerve and stretched it out like a balloon. You remember, like you get
Mm.
the balloons and you stretch them so much, it loses the electricity. It loses it, and that's what happened with my optic nerve. That's why I went blind in my eye. and it
Okay.
damaged my right eye. So I went blind in my left eye, damaged my right eye. But I had 50 cc's of fluid on my brain. When they did the last final tap, I had 78 fluid, 78 cc's of fluid. Normally that'll drown your brain, or you have some. Um, it'll fuck your brain up basically. I was supposed to
Right.
have like more than just losing my eyesight, but again, I felt that feeling like, nah, I'm straight. Like I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, other than the chronic migraines that I get, um, and a partial part of that is they had to cut my damn skull open, right? So they had to
Right.
take a piece of my skull off. So I'm gonna be dealing with migraines probably for the rest of my life. I'm fine with that. I'm okay. But
Yeah.
the damage, it didn't do like the doctor was amazed. Like, I don't know how you lasted. It's 3 months of that shit. He said, I don't know how
Right.
you last that. You'll have no neurological effect. He's like, I don't know. She said, God graced you. And I'm like, hey, man,
Yeah.
like, hey, uh, so
The-
even through like what we consider trauma or pain or, um, if you got the divine grace, man, they gonna take care of you. God gonna take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and look at what you're doing. You reach hundreds of people each night. You really do. Like what you do, like talking to people, talking with people, teaching people, mentoring people. That's a big deal because it's about uh doing a uh humanitarian effort is really what you're doing because you're reaching people on a spiritual, emotional, and deep level, and you're here for a purpose. I'm
And
just saying.
I always looked at it like my grandfather was a bishop, so my step grandfather. So he always told me uh, the way we bring God into the world is by our actions.
Yeah,
It's like you have to show you. He said every day you should show people that God
by
is
example.
in the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
like be the example. So our actions actually show the existence of God.
I always say,
My
be the
actions
light
like
that others
breathing.
see.
Yep, yep, and that's it right there. Be the light the other see. Yep, that's dope.
But don't let them steal yours because if you let them steal
Nah,
it, because people will. There's I can be a vampire to some people. Like when I'm low, you have those certain friends that you go, I'm low on my light today. I need to tap into
hmm
yours. You know, you have to be able to share, but you also can't give up your whole supply because you can get drained in a heartbeat, you know? Energy
you know,
vampires and light vampires.
you know what I
I've done
always
that
tell
before.
people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna just say my
Oh no, no, no,
depression
no. Oh
gets
no,
the
go ahead.
best of me a lot of times. But I
But
try to
see,
not be stuck there.
yeah, and having people who understand that and willing to work with you is important. And it's a support system. We all need that. When I'm
Yeah.
down, like me and my wife, we are one another's support system. It's days
Yes.
that she down, and I'm like, okay, I'm going into overdrive. And it's days that
Yes.
I'm down, and she like, and that's our little, like, she'll look at me like I'm going into overdrive, or I look at her like I'm going, and we know we got one another.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have that support system because, I mean, that's life, right? It's ups and
Yeah,
downs.
for
That's
real.
universal law of rhythm. You
Yeah.
go up and down, up and down. So it's important. That's what I'm trying to develop over here.
Yeah.
Because it's times like I be on like this. This is why I love my nines. That I have like genuinely love for my nines. Commander and Gary, I be up here doing the show. They know when I'm good. They won't even hit the link. They type from the chat, but they know when I'm fucked up. And guess what they do? They bring their ass up here and be like, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Right.
they do. And I appreciate that because that's my support system far as like doing this YouTube thing. Even Gary, if he don't see me online or something, he tap in like, hey bro, you all right? He always check on. Always do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that's needed, right? And I know how
Yeah.
beneficial it is because I got people in my life to do it. So I try to do as much as I can and be that for other people. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I created this space. You know, it's a
Yeah.
safe space. You know, I ain't afraid to say that because I ain't about all that drama and I ain't trying to argue or, you know, we
I
can
know
do it
it.
out of fun and, you know, with the intent to learn, but not out of malice. I'd never do it out of malice. But
Yeah.
like even debating, I don't mind debating, but once it turned into like a argument because
Yeah.
arguments evolve into fights, I'm not interested. I'm not
I
trying to
know. Did
break
you? I
nobody
was
down.
joking when I said let's argue. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah, I know.
oh,
Yeah, me and
I was
Gary do that
teasing.
all the time. You know,
I was
me
like,
and
let's
Gary go back
argue.
and forth. Yeah, me and Gary do that. Like, I don't know if you remember Tay Eats. I used to go on her chat. Like, I came
Yes.
to the debate. I used to go on her chat all the time. Like, I can't. She know I was just messing with her. But I used to go on her chat. Like, I came to the debate. Like just to fuck with her. You know. So it's not out of malice. Trust me. I'm very observant. I can tell when people's I seek intent. Like when I interact with people, I try to understand their intent. So once I see malice, I can identify it. I've experienced it so much; it's not hard for me to identify with people. Like even the guy who came in yesterday, like he was trolling at first, but that's why I invited him up. I didn't block him or nothing like that because what he was doing, I didn't feel any malice intent. I just felt like I literally felt like he was just seeking attention. And when he came up, he said that I was just trying to get your attention. I'm like, well, that was just confirmation of what I already knew. Right. So, and then we had a great conversation. I had a good conversation with
Yeah. And now he's probably gonna come back.
him. Yeah. I gained 15 subscribers yesterday. Shout out to the new subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all. I said,
Oh,
I'm going
that's
to go vertical again. See if we can
oh
get some more.
yeah. Going vertical is the way to go because it gives people a taste of who you are and what you're about. And then
Yeah.
they subscribe to you just to remind themselves, hey, I gotta go check this guy out again sometime, you know? And even if it's remember, even if it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime, you never know what they needed you for, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need you for a second, and sometimes it's a little bit longer. But when I was saying, like, in my 51 years, like, okay, so when I turned 51, I probably learned, like, let's say 1,000 lessons in this year alone. And I swear I just heard my pug snore and she's dead. And I just heard her. It's so weird. Okay, sorry. Um anyways, I learned these lessons, like 1,000 lessons being 51 years old, right? Well, I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to learn next year and the next year and the next year and the next year because you can never stop learning. Like and when you you stunt your growth when you stop reading and you stop expanding your thinking on things. You can't be stuck in a box and saying, well, this is what I've always known. It doesn't matter what you've always known. Sometimes you were taught wrong and you had the wrong teacher teaching
Mhm.
you. Sometimes you got to look around and you find the right teacher, you know?
And see,
So
I love when I hear people, when I hear people speak like that because I think in today's society, most people are closed minded. Raven, what up, though? Appreciate you, Raven. But I
there's
think in today's,
Raven.
yeah. I was telling my wife, she was like, I gotta take, I made her, I'm gonna take her phone tomorrow and go subscribe to Raven. But I was telling her like, yeah, I found another paranormal. My wife is like, that's her thing, paranormal. I
Yeah,
appreciate
Raven's
it
been
too.
taking me in his pocket. Raven's been hooking up through video conference with me, and I've been in his pocket while he goes and investigates like graveyards
Oh,
and
that's dope.
churches. Yes, and it's been fun kind of, but scary all at the same time. So
I
I'm
actually
always like,
want to. Yeah,
What?
I want to rap with Raven. I want to talk to Raven because, like, we used to go ghost hunting, probably about 6 7 years ago, and I got to update the equipment, so I'm interested in like some equipment I can get on a budget. Cause it'd be like a gift for my wife, so I want to get her a new gift. So I know that'll
Like
be
an
like give me like
EMF
ultimate
detector?
brownie point. Yeah, I got like 3 EMF detectors. I got a spirit box. I got thermal camera. I got night vision camera. Um, I don't have that. I wanted to that. It's like a connect. It show like uh, it show like the form of the spirit. I forgot what it's called. I want to get one of those, but the cheapest one I seen was like 400, and I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
I don't want to pay 400 for one piece of equipment, but
Well, don't
if
forget,
I got to.
sometimes the easiest thing is just one of those cat balls that glow.
Yeah, we got well we get what is it a grid. I got it's like 3 of them. I got like 3 of those,
Oh,
and
yep,
like it's like a sensor or something when they come by.
yep.
They
And
light
then
up.
it
Yeah,
pixelates a little bit. Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
And then I got a grid light too, where if something come in the midst of the grid, it'll show the design of what's in the grid. Yeah, we got some shit now. I done spent probably about I probably done spent probably about like 700 800 on equipment.
Oh, I bet you did.
And
Yeah,
that's
but she's worth
excluding the
every penny.
cameras. Oh yeah, yes she
Yeah,
is. Yes
you
she
should
is.
have Raven come up here. He should come up here, and you guys should chit chat. He does equipment, and so does his partner and friend Journeyman.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Raven up there. I think Raven hit the panel before, right? Raven
Yeah,
did. Yeah, Raven
I
hit the
think.
panel before. I think.
Yeah, I feel like we both did once before. Remember, in my
Yeah,
head was on your body,
yeah, yeah.
and it was hilarious. It got positioned right on your body, and I was like, I work out.
Yeah, look at my body.
Look at my body. That's right. That's what I was saying.
I work out. That was the jam
Uh,
back in the day.
that was hilarious. Oh man.
But
But yeah, so no, how do I know that God exists? Because I'm still here and I feel his love and I feel the unconditional love that he provides. I do. I do. I feel it. So that's my answer. Um and on the other hand, um there's probably others out there how they would know that God does not exist, who could probably come up here and say something too, but I don't know.
see, I was really interested in because I heard some. I mean, the arguments that I hear. Like I said, I'm not looking to debate, but a lot of the arguments that I hear of why God don't exist is from they just attack the way we try to humanize God. Like when we say God is a he, and then they start attacking. Well,
Oh,
God existed. Why you let bad things happen? I'm like, what you mean? It's not God doing the bad things. It's people. So it ain't
it's free
God letting
will.
things happen. It's people doing stupid shit. That's what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with God. And then the other
Right.
arguments is, they use science. Well, and I'm like, bruh. So I'm just interested how people came to the conclusion. But is at the end of the day, I just feel like it's a personal decision to accept
Right.
if God exists or don't accept. I mean, I just think
Right.
it
See,
comes down to that personal decision.
I agree. Me too. And I have so many friends who have so many different beliefs. I would never dislike or hate or shut down anyone based on their belief system. My family has been
Yeah.
along so many different paths from Judaism to Christianity to Buddhism to Satanism to Wiccan to, I mean, we're talking, everybody has had their hand in something. And my job, according to my belief system, is to just love them. It doesn't mean to participate with them.
Right.
It just means to love them and pray for them. But it doesn't mean that I have to partake or
Right.
participate in any way of what they're doing. Nor do I have to coddle them or, anything like that. I don't have to condone it and agree with it, or my only job is to love them and treat them the way I want to be treated. If I want, but then on that same note, there's some religions that believe in um sacrificial things and different things like that, and they believe in um mutilation and ceremonial things that they do to their children and things like that, and I can't get behind that very much, but I still, like I said, it gets shady, and you just have to keep praying in hopes that everybody is safe and healthy at the end of their journey. That's all. Because I'm not going to change anybody's point of view.
Right.
But if they were to ask, then we can have a conversation. But I'm not going to have a shouting match over it.
And that's
So,
how I feel genuinely about everybody. Like I can love you but not accept what you believe in or what you practice. I can love you without accepting. Like you said, I don't
exactly.
have to partake. I
Right.
always say what people eat don't make me sick. So
Right.
whatever you're doing, if it's making you a better person, then fine. If it's not making you a better person, then you gotta fix it.
Right.
I
It's
can only
your
help you if
journey.
you ask for it. Yeah, I can only help people who are open to be helped, right?
Right.
So if you're open to it, but I don't chase people. I used to see somebody like I can help them and then try to run around and help. Nah, man. Because with you
Right.
running
But
around chasing somebody who ain't trying to be helped, you tend to neglect the people who want to be helped.
who really
You
do?
know,
Exactly. But I'm not going to get anybody to change their mind by arguing with them. I'm not going to
no,
get
you're not.
anybody to change their mind by having a heavy hand in it and like going, "Are you stupid? Are you dumb or are you stupid? Are you,
Mm.
like I'm not going to get anywhere by cutting on them, calling them names, getting violent, getting, belligerent. It's just, and that's how some people go about getting their point across because they get so frustrated. And it's like there is no frustration if you're concentrating on the love and the peace of what you want someone to feel. You can, you'll actually, what is that saying? You get more bees with honey, right?
Well, honey than
Or
vinegar,
you,
right?
or you collect more flies with honey, or whatever that saying is.
You
I don't know.
catch more flies with honey than you will with
Yeah,
vinegar.
yeah, vinegar. There you go. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
and plus, I don't want enemies. In the end, I want everyone to just feel safe, comfortable, and happy. Everybody has that same goal. And really, what it is, no matter what religion anyone ever believes in, right? Do you think that any man or woman is sitting at home thinking they want the worst life for them and their children? I
No,
don't think
and if they
so.
are, then they sick.
Right,
Something
right,
wrong with them
exactly.
if
Then
they
they're
are.
really sick. Right, exactly. But in reality, the average person is thinking that they want good health, prosperity, um, happiness, joy. They want to have their ducks in a row. They want a house over their head. They want clothing. They want good food on their table, and they want to provide for their family. That is the goal of, I think, every man and woman for their family and their circle. So if we can concentrate on those elements that each individual wants to provide for their family, we can see that we all have a lot more alike than we have differences.
Yeah,
It's just everybody is going about it a little bit differently. But concentrate on the love.
Predicated upon their experiences of how generally people go about life. But what you said was very interesting to me because you live your beliefs and you yield the results of your belief. But you could tell you practice not only live, but you actually practice your beliefs, and it goes through your action. Like it's easy to accept other people because you accept yourself. This is what
Mm.
I'm getting from what you just told me. You can
Yeah.
accept other people's differences because you accept yourself. A lot of times people don't accept themselves, so when they see something different, it's hard to accept that. But you're different. Like, hey, I'm different from everyone. I want people to accept me with my differences, so
Yeah.
I have to accept people with their differences. That
I
shows
want
social
to.
intelligence.
Yes,
You see
because I
what I'm saying?
want them to accept me. Yeah, I do. I do. I see
Yeah.
that because I've just learned that because I was so afraid I had to conform. And the truth is I
Mm.
couldn't conform because I'd been through so much bullshit. Sorry. I was like trying to hold that back. I've
No,
been
you
through
good.
so much in my past that I'm now starting to flourish, I think, in my opinion, pat myself on the back through therapy and through different conversations with my friends, with Commander Alpha Turkey, with Raven, with people on different panels and through talk therapy, through my channel and through sharing my journey and my struggle. Yeah, I've gone through a lot and I now knowing that I'm completely um okay to be not okay.
Hmm.
Um I now can see I can always see behind every human being that I've interacted with is that kid who maybe didn't have things going right when they were younger, but that they want the best for them and their family. So I can see that even though someone might be acting belligerent and angry or like say trolling is a hurt person, is someone who's really hurt and acting out for some reason because deep down inside there's some lost kid in there who didn't exactly get things going right in their lives at certain points and they're just still learning. Like, I'll never be this same age ever again. I'll never have lived this moment ever again. Like, I'm up here. I'm so honored and blessed to be able to be up here having a conversation with you, right? I never would have known it. I didn't know it. This wasn't planned. And now I feel like, wow, I just had this great opportunity to speak with you and I got to learn this story about you and your um interaction with spirit in the backseat of a car. Like that is a magnificent, miraculous story. That is super cool. Like I could go share that with somebody and go, there's this guy I know. And do you know that he was in the backseat of a car and something inside him said, stay down? I mean, do you know how cool of a story that is? That is a miracle story.
You, you,
It's
I had
it's
so much difficulty explaining that.
it's so amazing.
And I appreciate that. And because like with your experience, like you saying you went through the things you went through, but you felt that internal comfort. It's hard to explain that to people who haven't experienced it. So me telling people that story, people used to look like, "Oh, you tripping or you crazy," and as you hear that so much, it kind of um, you kind of don't want to share it. But then it's
Yep.
like this is like when people
It
say, "How do
is.
you know God exists?" This is how I know. And if you don't
Yeah.
accept it, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Because I know it's true. I
Mm-hmm.
know what happened. I was there. I experienced it. So I'm okay with people not believing, not understanding, not comprehending. But this is the funny thing. The more I told it, the more people related to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found more people relating to it or understanding it because they had similar experiences. They had
Yeah.
similar experiences. So
It's miracle stories like that that happen to random people every day, but they just don't talk about it.
Hmm. Because it sounds crazy. Like even like I'm telling you, like when the gunshot stopped and I stood up, I'm looking at the car. And granted, I was behind the wheel. Okay, so I wasn't like behind the door, but I was behind the wheel. But that's where I was. That's where I felt comfortable at. That's where I was. I felt like I should be. That's where.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I looked at the car, when I tell you, I'm looking at the car, and once I seen the bullet holes on the other side of the car, I looked at the
Yeah.
wall, and I'm like, how the fuck didn't I get hit? And then I'm start reaching. I'm like, because I got some cuts on me now because of glass. I was in the car when
Yeah.
the glass was breaking. I was outside, so I had some cuts. I had like cuts on my neck, on my head. So I had blood.
Yeah.
It was like blood on me, but there was no hole. I didn't get
Yeah.
scraped or scratched by a bullet. It was all glass.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wow.
looking like and it's like it was so real to me because I'm looking at the damage that was done and I'm like, there ain't no possible way I didn't get hit. And I'm touching my legs because like adrenaline pumping. I'm
Yeah. You
literally
might not have
shake,
felt it.
right? I'm literally, and mind you, I was fucking drunk in the back seat, passed out. I was drunk.
Yeah.
I wasn't even coherent. I wasn't even
Yeah.
coherent when the shit happened. And it's like, and that was the incident where I realized, like because my initial thought was like, because people set me up. My initial thought was like, I'm about to unalive you. And then
Right.
even when I had that thought, something told me to let it go. Like it wasn't nothing I heard, but it was something I felt. It was like, let it go. Like move on from it. Just you
Right.
roll from it. Don't deal with these type of people. And then I start really looking at people like, nah, I'm straight because I don't want to be put in that situation again. Because I like
Right.
when I say I grew up in the hood, like I grew up on the east side of Detroit, and at that time, Detroit was murder capital. It was people being found in abandoned houses every
Oh
other,
yeah. Yeah. Detroit
and it was
really had
always people
declined.
close to, like I can name 10 people who got unalived from people right next to them. They best friends. Like growing up,
Yeah.
they all associates, you know. They best friends end up unalived. So it was always somebody close to you that had the availability to get you up out of there. It was always somebody close to you. You think these people
No.
got your friends and got your back. So I understood that that environment breeded a particular mindset. And I couldn't deal with people who had that mindset because eventually it'll be my turn. When I'm not useful or valuable to somebody, then they get me out of there. That's just what that environment bred. That's what you know. So it's like, okay, I'm not living like this. I wasn't born to live like this. No, this is
Right.
an option. I'm choosing to do this shit. So I can choose to do better. And that's what I decided to do. So I had to change my environment. I had to change the people I was around. And it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is.
It's hard,
Chad and I
you know?
lived in our car for a little bit. Um,
Hmm.
Chad had poor upbringing. I had poor upbringing. We lived in our car for a little bit. We lived in an army barracks with a kitchen in the wall, like the kitchen sink in a wall with an oven in the wall with a little refrigerator. I mean, that was our first place when we finally could afford something. And that even was like, a little dive. But it was once we decided when Chad was taking the bus and he ended up getting jumped so many times. People were trying to rob him. He had nothing on him. He had nothing on
Man,
him.
that'd be crazy, man.
And he kept getting jumped. Like people kept trying to rob him. And finally he wanted to like just keep riding the bus with his wallet freaking open, going, look, it's empty.
Like they
For
always try to
real.
take from people who ain't got shit. Like
And he's like, I ain't got
I
shit. I'm
never
riding the
understood that.
bus, fool. I'm riding the bus. I'm going to work. And and then we decided we didn't want to live like that anymore. We needed to find a way to save up. We had to change. And And then we changed. And before you knew it, Chad was working full time and then overtime and then overtime and then switched jobs. And then finally got a good job that he hated. And it wrecked his body. I mean, totally wrecked his body. I mean, even knee surgery and stuff like that. But and then he ended up closing out his 401k, and that's how he ended up in a house that we can't afford. But you know what I mean? That's how you do it, is you save up and you save up and you save up and save up. But that's how you get out of the situation. You move away from one bad neighborhood into a less bad neighborhood. And then you know what I mean? You have to make a choice. It's choices, it's decisions, it's planning, but what you don't plan for is, you know, all those extra health things that come up and family issues and things like that. You know?
Oh, my little gremlin. There, go grab her. Come up to the street. I know this is her child when she wake up. So what up, man? Where's your cup at? Wait, where? On the table. It's not on the table, baby. It's not on the table. I know I should have grabbed it earlier. Probably behind the pillow. What's going on the pillow, man? Is that it? Is that it? Okay. I'll be right back, okay? Yeah, my bad, man. My little diva woke up looking for
Aw.
daddy.
Aw. And
My
lost her
little
cup.
princess. Yeah, my little princess of pain.
Lost her cup in the bed.
Yeah, man, I did. We had to get her off. I mean, she's about to be 3. And she's spoiled, so she still had a body. But he converted her over to a sippy cup, so.
Nice. She's a big girl.
Yeah, man, she ain't too. My son 5, he'll be 6 this year. And he a monster. She ain't too far behind him. She over 40 pounds. And she tall too.
Nice.
And she's solid. Like they got my muscle structure. Like her thighs is like rock hard. She jumping and dance all day. But her thighs, I'm looking like, damn, bro. I wish I had thighs like that again. Mine got a little flabby. Right? Yeah, so to
gonna
be
start that
young again. Oh man,
start
I
that
wouldn't know
family
what to do
channel
with
of the
myself.
family working out.
Yeah, man. I got them like my daughter love exercising. Like my son, he in school, so uh me and her get up at probably about 11 o'clock. We go out in the grass. I got her grounding. So we do our little yoga exercises and we come in the house. I got a standing speed bag. It's not like a standard speed bag where it's hanging. It's actually standing up. It's mainly used for like kicking, but I got her punching on it. So, she constantly moving and working out. So,
Oh, cool.
but I'm a active, like I come from a family of athletes. Like, so everybody, I got like professional football players in my family, uh, one baseball, basketball, MMA. Like my cousin, he don't fight MMA no more, but he trained like younger. He a couple years older than me, so he don't fight no more, but he trained. So
Wow.
yeah, I come from a real uber athletic
MMA,
family.
oh, like UFC stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I was into it before I got to a car accident. I was trying to get into a circuit because before you make it to the UFC, you got to fight on the smaller circuit. So I
Yeah.
was just about to indulge into that, but I got in a car accident and fucked my C3 and C4 up in my neck.
That's what I did. I
And
just had surgery on it.
Man, I didn't have to have surgery, but they was talking about surgery. But I ended
I
up just
just did
I
it.
rehab for a year. I had to rehab for a year. Dude.
I just did it. They just did a discectomy on me. They removed the disc and they
The
fused it together.
discectomy, yeah, and then fused it together. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
said probably about 30 of those cases.
Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? It's the same one, C3, C4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my L4, L5 in my lower back. That's really bad, but that's from lifting my dad repeatedly. My dad had multiple sclerosis, so I was lifting him, and he was like
Mm-hmm.
anywhere from 250 to 275, 280,
Yeah, that's
and I
my
was lifting him.
I'm like
I was
257 right now, so yeah, that's my side. I ain't no
I was
that's a
I was
big boy.
lifting him to put him on a bedpan. I'd be rolling him over and put him on a bedpan. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh, UFC. I was really big into UFC with Chad. Chad and I would watch all the time when there was Greasy, or is it Gracie?
Yeah,
Greasy?
the Gracies, yeah,
The Gracies, sorry. And then
yeah, they
they
do,
did the grappling, and
yeah,
then
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu,
Shamrock.
yeah, Ken Shamrock,
Ken Shamrock was big at the time.
Randy
Tito
Couture,
Ortiz, Randy
yeah, Tito,
Couture.
yeah, Tito. Well, that was the golden age, man. That's when
It was.
they
That's when
had
it was at
good,
its peak. It was the beginning of
bro.
the
That's when they some of those fights didn't even have weight classes.
yeah,
And to see like a small person take down a big person, that shit used to be
yeah.
epic. That
That
shit
was
and the Gracies was some bad mo. They grab you, it's a wrap.
and
Your
the
ass
way
is
that
gonna get
they'd come
locked up.
in,
Yeah,
they'd
I'm
come
teaching
in
my
arm on
son.
arm.
hmm I'm
That
teaching
came
my
in.
son that now. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And then Chad and I would grapple each other. And then I would just dig the back of my heel into his calf. And then I could win.
hmm
And he'd be like, why? Oh, he's like, you always dig your heel right in my calf. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to give you a Charlie horse. He's like, it's working. And I'm like, good. It's the only
Man,
way I could win.
I taught my wife some like locks and holds, and I regret that
Yeah.
I do that because when I piss her off, she goes straight for certain points. I'd be like, chill out, man. She's like, I can get
Yeah.
you. I let you get me. Remember, I didn't taught you it, so I know how to defend it too. Like,
Yeah. He'd always get me in an arm bar pretty quick.
oh man, I remember this girl got me in the arm bar, and it took but she snuck. I ain't gonna say she snuck and did it because we agreed to spar, and she shook my hand. And when she shook my hand, man, she jumped up in the air and and she wasn't nothing but like 130 pounds, but that's coming down on one shoulder, and you ain't
Yeah.
expecting it. Man, I hit the mat so hard, I wanted to stand up with her and power slam her, but I'm like, I ain't gonna do that to her.
Oh,
I
she
probably
jumped
fuck
on
her
you.
up.
She like monkey climbed you, like up on top.
Yeah, yeah. And it was so quick.
Oh,
Like only thing I seen was her foot coming around. I moved when I would have she wouldn't have got me if I would have just like tucked my neck to the left because she had my left arm. If I would have tucked my
yeah.
left to the neck, she couldn't have got her leg across. But when I moved my head, that's when her leg wrapped around and I went down
Mm,
because I'm like, I mean, that's 130 pounds on one fucking shoulder, bro.
yeah.
And I'm like, and then once it's locked, like she bent it the abnormal way versus the way it's supposed to bend. So yeah, I went
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Well, I kind of gave up on wrestling Chad when all of a sudden I was like standing on the bed and he was like standing in front of the bed. And then he was probably only about 212 pounds at the time. And at the time I was 305 pounds. Because I was 317 at my biggest. And I was trying to lose weight and exercising and stuff. And I was down to 305. And he put me up on his shoulders and he squat pressed me. He squat pressed me on his shoulders like 3 times, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was screaming. I could not believe that. I mean, no one had ever picked me up Like, I mean, think of that. I was a big girl. So he's like picking me up, and then he picked me up, and I'm like, I cannot even believe that you picked me up. So he was super strong to be able to do that. And he said, he said that he wouldn't have tried it anywhere except in front of that bed, though, because if he would have dropped me, but
Yeah.
that would have been far. But we had some fun times grappling, and it was good exercise. So then we started making that a habit. So he would squat and like bench press me a couple times every weekend to build up his endurance in his thighs. But I probably am the one who popped his knee out and he needed knee surgery.
You know what? My wife, when she had our first child, she was, she gained weight. She was she never really been over 200. I think she got up to like 235, and she was all sad. I'm like, well, it's a good thing you married me. And I scooped her up, and she was like, don't hurt yourself. And I did some squat. I had her like in what do they call the bridal? You know how they carry brides? I had her
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like that. Then I put her
Over
on my
the
shoulder.
threshold.
Yeah, and I'm like, I literally at that time I was deadlifting probably about 485. I was bench pressing over 3. Like I could bench
Oh,
press
wow.
like
See, that's good.
325 at that time. I was squatting over 500. So I'm like, no, this is lightweight to me.
Nothing
And
compared to.
yeah, and it built her confidence. Even now, like she was like, can you still lift me? And I'm like, look, I ain't gonna never lose. I got raw strength. Like I
Right.
got like this shit. This is not weight. All my strength didn't come from weightlifting. My strength came from my natural movement.
Right.
So yeah, I could still lift it.
Yeah. Do you do taekwondo or anything like that?
I did Muay Thai and I did Wing Chun.
Ah,
Yeah, I practiced. I did Taekwondo for probably about 4 or 5 months, and then I found Muay Thai. Because
mm,
Taekwondo to me is just like kicking. I wanted to punch, and
right.
in Muay Thai you use your whole body. Your body is a weapon in Muay Thai. I think Muay Thai is probably um, the best striking martial art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
not into
love Muay Thai.
karate or anything? No karate?
Well, Wing Chun is a kung fu. Is a form
It
of kung
is.
fu. Wing Chun is there. So I practiced Wing Chun for like 5 years, 6 years,
Oh,
like
wow.
5.5 years. I practiced Wing Chun. I still practice it like by myself. You know, um,
Yeah.
I still practice all the arts by myself. It's just I'm not in a dojo no more. I used to spar like 3 times a week. Like
Wow.
I love. This gonna sound crazy, but I like getting hit. It make me feel alive. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I had this segment of my life where I didn't feel like I was alive. I just felt like I don't know. I didn't feel alive unless I did like had some type of adrenaline rush.
Pain.
And getting hit gave me that. Like okay, now I know I'm here. Like,
I've heard you say that before. No, do you know that that is a normal I'm not saying you're mental, but it's a normal mental thing. Like in my therapy, there's a lot of people who I don't even know how to say it or how to word it, but um you know how you said the other day, you said pain is a reminder that you're alive. You said that too.
yeah,
Did you know that?
yeah. That's
You
what
said
that's what my pain
I'm in
reminds me.
pain. I'm in
Yep.
pain every day of my life, you said, and pain is a reminder that I'm alive.
Yep.
My saying is pain um is weakness leaving the body. That's a Marine
Mm,
saying
yeah.
because I'm in pain every day of my life, but I hate it. I whine about it constantly. I try not to be a whiner about it, but I'm such a fidgeter in my seat because my sciatic nerve. Like if I'm on a live, I'm always like, sorry, my butt. I'm always saying it's my butt, but it's really my sciatic nerve shooting down my butt, down my leg. I don't know if you know what a sciatic nerve is or if you have that
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah, I know what sciatic nerve is. I don't
It's
have
so
it, but
bad.
my wife deal with it. Yeah, my
It's
wife deal
so
with it.
bad. It's the most, it just feels so irritating. And then your foot goes numb and it's crazy. And then, but when people say, that pain is a reminder that they're alive because you kind of feel like you're going through the motions of life sometimes.
Like when you know something interesting too. On my
What?
body, I got pain is weakness and death is inevitable. And like the pain reminds me that I'm alive, but it also reminds me I'm vulnerable. You
Ooh,
know,
that's a good one.
because it was a portion of my life where I'm not gonna say I felt invincible. I just the best way to explain it is like it didn't feel like um I just didn't have a connection to the world, I guess. I just didn't feel connected to it. And the pain reminded me that I existed in the world. But it also
Wow.
reminded me that I'm vulnerable. So that's why like I needed to feel that pain because I needed to be reminded that I am vulnerable. So
Right.
like the whole aspect of the pain is weakness. Like it has many symbolic meanings to it for me personally. But
Right.
like you said, that was part of it. Pain is um pain is it I don't even know how to explain it. It's necessary, right? Is for me is necessary. And it's just a reminder that that I'm still here and I have an opportunity to do something here.
Right.
You know,
No, right. That's totally true. It is, it's deep. Pain is connected to you day to day.
hmm
I'm
it's
trying
always
to,
awesome though. But like these conversations are always awesome because it is like me and Gary had discussions about like being vulnerable. I don't think it's
right.
bad. I just think it has a place. It has a place for it. So when I can find that space where I can be vulnerable, it's I don't want to say it's a relief, but it's almost like it's something that's like I think subconsciously I desire to be vulnerable because it's like I want to be, but because the circumstances in life, I know I have to be cautious with it because people will take that as a weakness and try to exploit you. You know,
Right.
so just having good conversations like this is always appreciated. I mean, it's therapeutic for me. I can
No,
actually articulate my experiences, and people can comprehend that
you know
space
what?
of judgment.
I think it's also from a male perspective. You are you're supposed to be the stronghold for your family, right? You're the protector of your family. So
hmm
you are you're the you're saying, so the opposite of vulnerable is what? Undestructible or indestructible, um
Yeah, like impermeable.
undefeatable. And
Yeah,
now you, as we age also, I'm not saying you're old because I have no idea how old you are, but
41.
as you age, you have to realize that you have to be smarter,
hmm
and more clever in how you protect your family because
More
your
witty.
body is not not necessarily going to be your first go to for protection. It's going to be your wits possibly, and your mind, like your, I don't know. Does that make sense? Or am I getting too tired? I'm just
I
saying,
don't
like
know.
you,
You explained that perfectly because, like, when I was young, it was always about uh my my physical, like, but I gained, like, even like, saying I practice these different martial arts, right?
right,
I used to use my physical abilities, my strength, my agility, but now I have to be smarter and wiser. So, like, even when I look at someone as a threat, I don't think like, oh, I can just take this person down. I think about how to take the person down. Well, I'm going to attack
right.
this joint. I'm going after that joint.
Yes.
That's literally
It's
what I'm thinking. Like, okay, I got to be smarter, and that's, you know what I'm saying. You just got to be
it's
wise,
more meticulous.
especially with my disability now. I don't have that much eyesight. So, like, I
Right.
tell people, like, it's a wounded lion is still a lion. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's more
Exactly.
dangerous.
Yes.
If
Yes.
anything, it becomes more dangerous now that it's wounded because there's less room for mistake. I don't have a
Yes.
lot of room for error. So if
Right.
I
So
attack
it's gotta be
somebody, I gotta be swift, silent, and deadly when I
a
attack.
well
That.
executed plan.
Hmm.
Yes. Almost like did you ever see IP Man?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
man.
Ip Man. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was IP Man, but Ip Man. I love that. I love him. I love him like so much. I like love that those movies. They're like my favorite. That guy knows everything to do at exactly the right moment. Just like Jackie Chan movies, whatever. Those are so good. Like the planning behind every well executed move is like brilliant. I don't know.
No, you
Uh,
said that's what Wing Chun is. Wing Chun is a close combat, and it focuses on basically joints. Like, even every strike is, you have to be precise with the way you extend your arm. There's no overextension. Every attack is an angle to control the center line of a person. So yeah, Wing Chun. That's what Ip Man do, is Wing Chun.
is it
So
okay?
Bruce Lee,
So, all right, there
yeah.
you go.
So that's Wing Chun. That's what got me interested in Wing Chun. I Before that movie came out, I was watching a documentary about Bruce Lee, and I seen where he
Hmm,
created Jeet Kune Do from, because I was actually studying Jeet Kune Do. And once I
okay,
seen that documentary, I was like, I want to get to the root of it. I want to go to the beginning. I want to learn what he learned to create this martial art. So I
right,
start practicing Wing Chun, and then like a year, maybe 2 years later, the movie came out, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah,
right.
this is what I practiced. Because when I was
Yeah,
telling
it was
people I
like,
was practicing it, they was like, what the fuck is that? That ain't no martial art. And I'm like, yes, it is, bro.
it
That's
sure
like
is.
most people used to karate or Wing Chun, or karate or kung fu. Or I appreciate that, Stoic, man. I appreciate that, bro. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to, you know, introduce new philosophies or understanding. We was talking the other night, and I was telling him about the ultralistic personality trait, and he researched it, and now he applying a lot of those lessons. So yeah, that's what I'm here for, bro. I don't know everything, but I'm here to share what I do know. So hopefully that's beneficial to people. You know, I study a lot of weird shit, bro. I'm fucking nerds, man. The shit I be
So,
running into, I'd be like, oh man.
wait, so he's altruistic? How do you find out if you're altruistic?
Well, is altruistic is a personality trait that's closely associated to what they call the martyr personality trait, or the martyr personality trait, which means like you put others before yourself. Um, so yeah, it's like, even doing this, like even doing the YouTube content, like I don't have, like, I function highly out my ego, so my ego doesn't um my my ego doesn't affect anyone else, right? I know when to turn it up or shut it down. And part of that is me caring about or me being compassionate, me being empathetic to other people's feelings. Like even this conversation, like if anybody would have came up here and no matter what they believe, I wouldn't have tried to shit on them or try to tell them they believe. That's not what I'm into, right? So I do care about other people's feelings. I care about how the way other people think. That's a altruistic personality trait where you can put others' feelings before your own, basically. So
Okay.
yeah, so like if you empathetic, 9 times out of 10 you have a lot of these personality traits. Where like say if you got a sandwich, right, and you see somebody starving, and you cut the sandwich in half and give them half, you know, or if you just give them the whole sandwich. Or sometimes, I mean, it was times where I literally seen this guy, and I had a pair of shoes. I had a pair of shoes on, but I had a pair of shoes in my trunk, in my gym bag, my basketball shoes. And I seen this guy, and they was like $200. It was like $150 pair of sneakers. Um, and I gave it to him. Like I gave him the shoes off my feet. And my boy was like, "Bro, you just bought those." I said, "I can go buy another pair. Plus, I got shoes on my cart. This guy ain't got no shoes." And he was looking at me like I was crazy. And it's like it's just something I felt I needed to do. I just felt like, hey, shit, you can do more with these shoes than I can.
Right.
And the guy said he wore a size 12. I was like, here you go, bro. I did that twice in my life. Like, literally took the shoes off and never thought twice about it. Like, just did it because I just felt like it was the right thing to do at that time. So,
Huh. That's awesome.
yeah, man, that's one of when this is how I interpret that. This is how I interpret that story. Is when I do good for other people, like from the kindness of my heart, that's kind of like God's work, bro. That's why it make me feel good because it's like I was saying earlier, it's us human beings who manifest God into this physical world for our actions, with the intent of our actions, right? Because people can do the right thing for the wrong reason. A lot of people do shit for the show, for the
Yeah.
validation, for the clout, whatever. But when you do it out the kindness of your heart, that's God's work. So when you do it, that's why you feel good about it because you just manifested God into the physical world through your actions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
snap!
just
Let me get my butt off here. We gotta get up in like 3 hours. I didn't even know it was 3 o'clock. It's
yeah,
time flies,
I
man.
gotta get
It felt like
I gotta get
it
Chad
felt
up
like
for
we
work. I gotta make his lunch. He
man. It
gets
felt like
cattle
we've been
salami
talking
on
for
whole
probably
wheat.
about. Oh,
What?
that's what's up. That's it. It felt like we've been talking for probably maybe 15, 20 minutes. We've been on here for an hour or two talking. That's how you
Sorry.
know good conversation. No, ain't no sorry. That's great conversation. Great content, man. I'm pretty sure if this video get replay value, if people listen to it, they extract some information out of it that they can use. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. It's good conversation.
Uh,
Time flies. Time flies
yeah, it
when
was
you're
nice.
having fun.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that we knew some of the same stuff about UFC and everything. That was good.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that, man. I love talking about combat sports, man. That's one of my things, man.
And
I
shout
love
out to
talking
Ip
about that.
Man.
Yeah, shout out to Ip Man, man. That he created that martial arts, man. That shit dope. Well, he ain't created, he defined it. It was actually a female who created that martial arts watching a crane. She was mimicking the movements of a crane and created that martial
Wow.
art. Yeah, that is deep. Like I love martial arts. I love the philosophy behind it and the psychology behind martial arts.
All right. Well, you take it easy. Thanks for having me up here. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate you. Thanks for donating them rubies or the jewels too. I appreciate that, man. I
Oh,
appreciate
it's
that.
fun. I love it. When I have the jewels available, I give them. So it was my
Dolly
pleasure.
is 11. You're a life type 11. I can tell.
I am. I'm
I can
11.
I can tell. I can tell you're an 11. Just from the way you speak.
I'm an 11. I'm an 11.
I'm a
I don't
33.
exactly. Yeah, you're 33. That's crazy. That's rare.
Yeah, me and Gary. Gary at 33 too.
Wow.
That's why we call ourselves the 33 Bros. Yeah, that's why me and
Nice.
Gary connect. I connect with master numbers. Like I vibe out with master numbers.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna
Raven,
drop
you in
down.
11 too? That's what's up,
Yeah,
Raven.
yeah, Raven's an 11. We found out we're both 11s.
That's what's up, Raven. Who did y'all numerology, Commander?
Commander did it, but Tay did it for me a long, long time ago.
Oh yeah, I think I was in there when she did that for you. It was in her was it in her live when she was
I
doing
think
life
so.
path number?
Yep, and
Yeah, I think I remember
it was a long time ago. But then I thought I was a 9. And
that.
then
Oh,
Commander did it again. Who's that?
I was saying my boy Mr. Blind. What up, though? I know I've been getting off before you came up,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm sitting backstage. I'm just sitting back here listening, bro.
My
Hi
bad,
there.
bro. I literally just sat back down at the computer and I looked at the chat like, my bad, bro. My bad.
Am I echoing?
No, you good, brother.
You sure? Hang on a minute. That usually fixes it. What's going on, man? I just ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. I seen you was live.
I know, man. I've been getting off because of my son in school, so I got to get up early. So I've been
I
getting
got
off
you,
trying to get up. Yeah.
bro.
And we was just talking about you the other day.
Ace Frehley died, man.
Who?
Ace Frehley, Kiss, the guitarist from Kiss. He died.
Yeah, I just seen that. I just seen that today. I seen
Oh
that
shit,
today.
Dolly left. All right, well,
Yeah,
peace
she was
out,
about to
Dolly.
jump down. Yeah, she was about to jump down.
Yeah, man, fucking Space Ace died. That shit's fucking sad, bro.
Dang, man. Yeah, I seen that earlier.
Yeah, he was only 74, man. He had a brain bleed.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, he fell in his home studio, cracked his fucking head and got a brain bleed, and he got put on life support, and they pulled the plug.
Damn.
Yeah, some sad shit, man. Kiss was awesome, bro. That's just sad. No more reunions, bro. I mean, that's he's an original member. He's gone.
How many members are alive from Kiss?
Oh, they were all alive until this because it was Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley. That's the original 4, and everybody's still alive except now Ace Frehley died. So now there's just 3 left: Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Peter Criss, the Cat Man, the drummer.
Why did I think Gene Simmons died?
Nah, Gene Simmons, he's obviously the demon. Fucking Paul Stanley's the guy with the star on
Yeah,
his
the dude
face.
who ate
Star,
the
yeah.
bat, right?
No, that's Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, I'm tripping. I'm tripping,
That's
bro.
Ozzy Osbourne,
I'm
bro.
thinking
That's
of
who. That's
Ozzy.
who bit the head off the bat, bro. Yeah, Kiss is the
Yeah,
ones that wear the makeup, dude. Kiss
who
is
wear the makeup,
rock and roll all night, party every day. Kiss.
part with the tongue and shit.
Yeah, that's Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
Ozzy. Yeah.
yeah, that's Gene.
Yeah, man. But no, that shit's sad, bro. I just I seen you was live. I saw you and Commander were on the other night, and then I got an alert that somebody gave me I got a free gifted membership or whatever to your channel. So I don't know who bought the memberships, but shout out to whoever that was.
I think that was Missing Mod. Yeah, Missing Mod bought that one.
Oh,
Shout out
Mob
to
did it?
Missing Mod.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mod
Mob did
bought it.
it. I ain't talked to her in a minute either, actually. I've been kind of all over the fucking place. But yeah, you doing all right there, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to see. Been going vertical, just trying to grow the channel some more. Trying to.
Okay.
I want to be more intentful. So like next month, I'm gonna start posting, like creating content versus going live as much. I'm still
Mm.
like I'm planning to go live 3 times a week, but I want to
Yeah.
post content. Do more shorts and do more long form content. Like
Got to
my
have a
goal is to
network,
be.
bro.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm having trouble with because
Well, the thing
Um,
is, you got to get some people that you trust, right? And that you, depending on what StreamYard package you have, and you give out some keys and you let people fire up on your channel. That way, even if you're not around, someone can fire a stream up and give people a place to come. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, well, right now I got Commander. Only like Commander can do
Right.
that.
She can do that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Commander could do that. 'Cause right now, I mean,
Sorry.
with the package that I got, I can only do one person. I can only give one person that access.
Oh, you got free package. Okay, dude. Yeah.
No, I pay $44 a month. The I need the business package to have more than one manager.
So for 44 a month, they only give you one set of keys to give out. I thought it was like four sets of keys.
You get one with
What?
the yeah, with the business package, the $88 a month. I can have I forget how many I can have. I think up to four. Oh, let me look at it right now. But
Yeah, I
I
pulled it
can't
up.
pay it.
I know if you
Like
pay
right
for
now.
it in it, if you pay for it in advance, I know that you can save like $10 a month, like if you pay for a whole year up front. But I mean, that shit ain't cheap.
Yeah, I let this shit pay for itself. So
Right.
whatever I usually get. Um,
I
hold
got
on.
you, man. I'm running water. If you hear that noise, that's I'm trying to make
I
a
think
fucking
that no,
pot.
I think I they say team. Oh, but see, they say team seat 2 out of 2. So it's me and Commander right now.
Okay.
So let me
Huh.
see the packages. Let's see, change plan or like right now I got the this is the core plan I got. I got the core plan. So the advanced plan, 4 seat with the if I pay 88 a month.
Yeah.
If I pay 298 a month, what the fuck am I gonna do for 298?
Dude, hey, my boy over here on the other side of the street, some of the channels that I come from, he had that package where he had like 10 sets of fucking keys that he could give out. And he had like 10 motherfuckers running fucking streams on his channel for him. It was crazy. I had a set, like 9 other people had a set plus him, so 8 other
Like
people.
it, I can see it because I got multiple channels too. I can
Yeah.
see like if I was really making like $1,000 a month off of here or something, I can do some shit like that and create like a
Well,
network. You know,
yeah, what you got to do is because Google takes so much money, dude, for the ad revenue. Like they take 30% of every super chat. So what you would want to do in that sense, if you were going to run that package, is just tell people every month, like to send either if they want to support the channel, like a couple PayPals or Cash Apps. That way you get the full amount of the money, and Google's not taking any fees out of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
Yeah.
see, but right now I don't have a crowd for it. If I had the
No,
crowd
I get
for
it.
it,
Yeah,
then
I
I'd
get it.
do it. That's what I'm trying to build. Like I want to build a network where I mean like my goal like when I had I still have big aspirations, but I want to
Sure,
get to the
man.
point where I can actually like especially like Commander Gary because they really help
Mm-hmm.
me with content. I want to compensate them. That's where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it ain't all about me. It's like this my team, man. These are people who like support me if I'm doing
Yeah, for
good or if
sure.
I'm doing bad. They here to support me, man. I want to,
It's
not like a job, but more like this my team, this is my people.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to feed them too. If I'm doing good, I want them to do good too. And I know
It's
I can create something like that, and that's my goal. So that's why I
it's
say
got to
I gotta.
be people got to be willing to turn their camera on, even if they don't turn it on themselves. Like I've been a part of all these different channels, man, for about 5 years now. All different kinds of streams, bro. From watch channels to like just bullshit where we sit and talk about whatever, I mean, just and you got to be able to have people that are willing to gonzo stream, turn their camera on if they're out during the day taking a walk, walking their dog. People like seeing that shit, like real life kind of shit. You know what I mean? Um, that usually drives pretty decent content. So,
I'm laughing at Commander. She like pinching off like a dookie in the stream.
oh, she in the chat?
Yeah.
I ain't talk. What's up, Commander? I haven't talked to her in a minute either. But yeah, there's There's a lot of people like that Gonzo streaming, man, turning their camera on. That's a lot of people like to see that.
Yeah, eventually, like when I get in my studio, I'm gonna be cammed up all the time. I'm literally in my living room right
I
now.
got you. I got you.
And I got like family portraits behind me, so I ain't trying to show all
Nah, I mean, even yeah, like I said, you can yeah, get you a little studio or whatever. I mean, there's people at some of these streams I'm a part of, man. It's I mean, people turn their cameras on, they walk their dog, they're out walking around a lake and shit. They're in their car driving, they flip their camera on. Like it could be anything, you know. It's it seems to work. People just want a place to go and hang out, talk in the chat. It really doesn't have to, you know, have a rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I mean it's like that's what my other channel for too, like Petty Vision. You know, it's just like somewhere we can just sit back and I'm not monetized over there, so it's like somewhere we can just chill and chat and
Yeah.
talk shit and like a little hangout spot. Then we got Gary's channel too. The sports chat. So we go over there. He talk about sports, but we talk
Right.
about anything over there. So
I
we
got
just
you.
like kick it. Yeah, we just like kick it over there. But
Okay.
let me get my butt off here. I'm gonna be on here longer tomorrow. I'm gonna kick it a little longer tomorrow because I ain't got
All right. Yeah,
no.
you're good, man. Like I said, I hadn't been over in a while, bro, and I seen you was still live when I got up, so I was like, let me jump on and say what's up real quick.
I was just saying that the other night. Like, damn, man, I've been getting off so Mr. Blind get up. Like, damn, where my boy at? Like, oh shit, I've been getting off around like 2 o'clock, man.
Yeah, I've
Oh shit,
missed you
up
the
here.
last few times. Yeah, yeah.
Like just talking to Dolly, man, I wasn't even looking at the time. She got me geeking out talking about martial arts. I start geeking out and shit. Then I'm like, oh shit, it's 3 o'clock. By the time I get into bed, bro, it's gonna be like 4 o'clock, and I'm gonna be waking up like an hour or two later, man. That's what usually happens. 'Cause I
Right.
still got
Let me ask you one
what?
question real quick. What's the fucking, what are you talking about? A life number? You said you're like, what's that? You're 33, she's an
Uh,
11. What's that?
so it's a life path number. So what you do is you calculate your birth date, the day you was born. It's the
Uh-huh.
birth date, the month, and the year. And that number, what a life path number is, it gives you your potential. Like
Well,
it
do you add them all
usually,
together or what?
yeah, yeah.
What,
Oh, let me see
how,
if I got this chart up here. I'll show you how it works. I don't know if I deleted it, but
well, I'm just saying, because I mean, if you add them all together, that should be a bigger number than 33 or 11.
well, it's the way you do it. I don't think I got mine up there no more.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait,
so like
okay.
this. So look,
All right.
so if you look at the screen, right, my birthday is 4/25/1984. So what
Okay.
you do is the four it equals four. So the
Uh-huh.
month you take the month and then you add that to the day. 2 plus 5 is 7, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you take the year. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4 is 22. Now that add up to 33. But say if it added up to 32, then I would take the 2 plus the 3 and it'll be a 5 because the only time you leave it in a double digit number if it's what is called a master number. And the master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. So that's how you get your
Uh,
life path number.
well,
That's the code.
mine is 12/5/1980.
So if, I'm gonna just use this calculator real quick.
I was born 3 days before John Lennon was killed.
Hmm?
John Lennon was killed December 8th, 1980. I was born December 5th, 1980.
Let's
I always
see.
thought that's kind of random.
So,
Yeah, 12/05/1980. That's me. Whatever
let's see.
number that would be.
You are 8, a life path 8.
Hmm.
That's an infinity number.
Yeah, the isn't that a big number in like Asian culture? 8, like it's kind of the infinity symbol sideways, like in the number 8. It's a big. They're lucky 8s in Asian culture, I do believe.
Those with life path number 8 tend to be natural leaders rather than followers, with a good capacity to visualize and his intuitive ability to know what needs to be done in order to accomplish a task. As such, you are more likely to find yourself being more successful with money and business or politics. Be aware of losing sight of your compassion and becoming too ambitious and greedy in the pursuit of your goals.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, we wolves over here, bro. We're not sheep. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you that shit right now. I mean, they got that part right. Yeah, we're not. I'm not inching along the freeway in my metal fucking coffin every day like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't get strokes, motherfucker. I give them.
Right.
Fucking Jim Brown on any given Sunday. I don't get strokes, motherfucker. I give them.
I'm interested to see what this say about my number now. I mean, I know about my life path number. It's just
Yeah,
you get like, you get a little sometimes you get different information.
I got you. Well, I mean, dude, hey, we can. I know you got to go. Why don't I'll let you? Why don't you check out your thing and I'll let you go, and then like when you fire up tomorrow, we can pull that shit back up. And we can talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, let's do that, man. I'll give you a chance to research it a little bit, and that way, because it's like you said, it's like 3:30. I got shit to do too, man. I can't be doing my normal stay on here all night anyway. I got stuff I got to do. But yeah, if you're gonna run tomorrow, man, I'll swing back by.
For sure, bro. Yeah, we'll definitely be on tomorrow. We'll definitely be
Okay.
on.
All right then. All right. All right. Well, chat, Commander, everybody, Stoic. I seen some of you in there, Mod. I'll see you guys. It's good to talk to you, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. Word, okay?
Good to see you. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, brother.
I
All right.
appreciate
I'll
it.
talk.
Always,
All right.
man.
I'll talk to you soon, man. See you, chat. See you guys.
Hey, man, this was another dope live, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Dolly, man. Shout out to Mr. Blonde, man. Dolly. I had mad love for Dolly, man. And now I know shit like Path 11. That's even sweeter, bro. So yeah, I love the master numbers, man. I love all my numbers, but especially my nines. But the master numbers, they do something to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just good intent. When we come over here with good intent and have good conversations, man. We leave a lot of information where people pick up if they choose to. We ain't force feeding nobody. But it's available if you desire it. So I appreciate people coming over here helping me build this environment, man. We built in a dog environment. We've been doing it for years. People have come and go, but like Dolly said, people are for reasons, seasons, and lifetime. So I appreciate everybody who's been rocking out through this journey, man, new and old. You know, um, you lose some, but you gain some. Sometimes you got to lose people to create space for the right people, right? So that's what we've been doing. We ain't gonna do nothing but grow. We ain't gonna do nothing but grow. I got faith in that. Where's the faith? It's right here, Commander. It's right here, right? It's within me. We're gonna be bigger than it's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge, Commander. Okay? It's gonna be bigger than what everybody else thought it can be. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, shout out to yes. Let me get off here, man. I'm sleepy. But y'all know what I always say, man. I care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nations. And if I say anything that resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, that's all I got. You beautiful people, have a wonderful night. Okay? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a wonderful night. Gonna sleep like you never slept before. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be bigger than the biggest sleep you ever had. Good night.
And do it for the 9.
What up, 9?
Acknowledge me!